There's tissues
Yeah,
right
cold
there.
weather. The only thing that makes your nose run is black cock. You know that.
All right. Welcome back to Defining Saturday. Joe, you like that one?
No.
I fucking hated it.
Why?
Me too. I don't know. You did like a weird little accent after what it sounded
Kinda
like.
Don
to me,
Pardo.
Yes.
Was that darn part? Ooh, I like
bit.
that. I
It
like
kind
that.
of sounded like you just took the cock out of your mouth.
Oh, Joe, kids listen to the show. Come
I hope
on.
not.
God, I
Which
hope
kids?
No, well,
Fucking lock those parents up.
Not my kid.
No.
it's a
definitely
new
not.
world. It's a brave new world, Joe. Brave new world. I went to the movies the
That's-
other day.
That was a killer segue.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're not going to
It's
believe
a
this.
brave new world.
Yeah, it
You
is.
say one line from
In-
a movie from 100 years ago.
Hey, that was from a movie, wasn't it?
Is that from a movie? Brave New
I
World?
don't know. I heard you went to the
Yeah.
movies.
It's gotta be,
Wait,
right?
Oh no, that's a whole new. I'm thinking. Talk about
Whole
hot,
new world.
Talk about
blah,
hot,
blah, blah. What
hot
is that?
cartoon. Shut up,
Little
and let me
Mermaid?
fin- yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought that too.
What?
It was Aladdin.
Aladdin. That's right. Jasmine. Oh my god.
Let me guess. You jerked off to Jasmine.
Of
didn't
course
you?
I did.
Of course you did.
I
Of
jerked
course
off
you
to
did.
Nala from The
I
Lion
know,
King. I'm
I
not
know.
jerking
So I
off
guess-
to Jasmine.
I guess that's progress.
Yo,
KC, right?
human.
It's
Yeah,
human.
I still have a thing for toon porn. I can't help it.
So you have is it? So you say it like it's something you've Googled before.
It sounds like a
right?
legitimate genre.
Right, because
Yeah.
someone who's never Googled it would say animated pornography.
You've
or
never
cartoon
seen like
porno-
Peter Griffin begging Megan on the
right.
couch
So
from
this is like
Family
a title.
Guy?
This is like a thing where you've
Toon porn.
narrowed it down into an
It's
actual.
not my thing. It's
topic.
just a thing. I happen to be involved. Not anymore.
Involved? Did
Not
you hear this,
anymore.
Casey?
No.
Involved? Are you making this
no,
toon
I've
porn?
I've done a couple of voiceovers. No big deal.
Oh,
No big deal.
that's disgusting. The whole thing is disgusting.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
I'm not going to try it.
You should.
It's nothing about cartoons.
I'm just.
No, it's toon porn.
Yeah. It's toon
sorry.
porn.
There's nothing about toon porn that is going to make
It
me.
sounds snappy.
Oh my God, it's awesome! Bam Bam, remember Bam Bam from the Flintstones?
I do remember Bam
With his
Bam.
cock and one chick and one of that fucking what do they have?
They're
a
all
club,
into this.
club in the other one.
All
Yeah,
right, now this is disgusting.
I
yeah.
just wonder what happened to these cartoon characters later in their career.
Yeah.
Especially
Bam
Bam was an
child
infant.
actors.
Yeah, and then you have cross stuff. So you'll have like Marge Simpson with her legs open, and then Fred Flintstone just like with his feet like going on a vagina, like a
What?
fast tongue.
Oh, my
Yeah, and they mix
gosh.
it up and shit. Yeah, it's
Oh,
good.
this is horrible.
It's
And
good.
you know what's the worst part too? I tell my mom to listen to this show, and she.
Why would you do that?
Because I want her to listen to the show because there's a lot of good stuff that we
It
have. But
makes you
these
wonder who's
openings,
supposed to listen to this.
Well,
'Cause
these openings
no
are
kids,
really-
no moms.
they're unhinged.
No.
Our openings
Who's
are
supposed to be
unhinged.
listening to this?
And then we get into such like serious
alienated
topics.
the entire audience.
But that once we get to like the guests, it's always like some serious topic, and it's
we
like
are pretty big with toon porn fanatics.
Now
Now
we're
we're
like-
testing very well with two people that are into
this
toon
show
porn.
is so off the board. Like we will be
Guarantee
talking
the
about
people
toon
in the
porn.
Philippines are watching it.
That's probably where it originates.
How have our ratings been going in the Philippines?
Pretty good. I think that they represent at least 3% of our total listeners.
Really,
That's
even after the
unbelievable.
Rusey Roo thing.
You'd think that would have turned them off, but actually we went up.
There we go.
I think
out they
Everybody
like
likes
it.
to be made,
I
made
think
fun
now
of.
I'm not a genetic scientist or anything, but I believe
sure?
Filipinos aren't 100% Asian. I think they have a little Spanish.
They do.
There's like a Spanish
They
twinge.
do. I dated a
tinge of it.
Filipino girl for what was it, 7 years?
I think the
something like that?
Spaniards conquered the
years.
Philippines island and then they
7.
mated.
That's right. Yeah, half Spanish,
Right.
half
Right.
Asian.
That's
Yeah.
why the food is delicious.
I mean, you ever had what do they have over there? They have those egg roll things, the lumpia.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, they're good, but it's all
Yeah.
like the cuisine is like a little mixed. I think there may even be some French influence in there
Yeah.
too.
Are you allowed to use mix?
I think you can use mixed, right?
Can't
Mixed
use
race.
mulatto anyway.
No, mulatto is racist.
use that?
You
Yeah.
can't. No, it means
No.
like it's an outdated term for like a half black, half white.
Yeah, but what
person.
is mix not good either anymore?
No, I think mixed is okay, right? KC.
I'll allow it.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean,
All right.
how
Oh,
else?
KC
How
allows
else
it.
are you allowed to describe? Like Obama.
Yeah.
Of course, in this world, Obama's just black. But the reality is he's half black, half white. He's
Yeah.
mixed race. So I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah. So what would you call Fred Flintstone and Marge Simpson's kid, like from the cartoon porn bang? What if they had a kid?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
mixed?
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know. I think you just created some weird, I think you're going back to the toon porn.
Inter-series relations.
Inter-series relations. That makes sense.
No, that's not a thing. That's not
No?
a thing. No.
Are you sure?
I'm
Sure.
100% sure it's not. I mean, it is now that Casey brought it into the universe.
Give it a title. It's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, in the next 5 years, you're going to see a bunch of clips of this inter-series relationship.
I would not be surprised. I'm going to get back to I went to see Avatar.
Oh, you went to a
that's where
movie.
this is going.
Yeah.
That's right.
I went to see the new
Wait,
Avatar
the
movie.
new Avatar?
I don't know.
Wait, is
I may have missed the second
is
one, but I
James,
saw it.
Cameron still directing those?
Yes, James Cameron, who, by the way, has been quoted saying testosterone is the world's greatest evil. So I don't know how I feel about him, but he does
he's
make good
retarded.
movies.
Now
Yeah,
let's not listen to him.
Yeah, but he does make good movies,
Yeah.
and this Avatar movie was pretty good. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was a little weird, but what really was throwing me off was the people. It was in Brooklyn, and the people in the theater were throwing me off. Brooklyn is not what it used to be. I don't know if you guys have been to Brooklyn. When I was growing up, Brooklyn
I
was
don't go
just
to
like
the 5 boroughs. There's no reason for
I
it.
know.
I don't leave the island
No.
anymore.
But it
They're
was
out of their
insane.
goddamn
There were
minds.
people now bring like meals to the movie theater. Like there's the chairs are like recliners.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, I know, but
It's quite an
like
experience.
full meals and there's like waitress service. One guy sat next to me, like pretty empty theater, comes down,
Is this an
sits.
Alamo Draft House?
I don't know.
Those are the places that have they'll serve you meals. It's like a thing.
I don't.
In the movie theater?
I might have been.
You know what I like? I like those fucking little pretzels that you dip in the nacho. They never give you
Auntie
nacho
Anne's?
cheese, though.
Auntie
No,
Anne?
no, at the movie theater.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You know
those
what
are
I'm
good. No,
talking
that's
about, right?
old school.
What are
Now
they?
they have like real
Pretzel
meals.
nuggets, right?
This one dude said he wanted to see. He sat down next to me. First one, pretty empty theaters, maybe like 20, 10 people, 15 people. One guy sits down next to me. This guy brought. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. He brought a can of creamed corn. With
I
it.
used to love cream corn.
He opened it, a can opener and a can of creamed. He had a man bun. All right, he had like the whole thing was just like I felt like I was being punked. Like it was waiting for a reaction. He sat down next to me and started eating a can of creamed
Was he
corn.
using a spoon or a fork?
Was he drinking it?
No, he had a spoon. I mean, it wasn't like shoveling it with his hand.
No, I'm just saying a spoon or a fork. I like to use a fork because I don't like it to be like soupy. I like it to be a little.
It was just
runny,
a very
but-
well. Cream corn is one of the only foods where you goes in the same way it comes out. You know, like it doesn't change. Your digestive system has no impact on cream corn.
On corn in general.
Well, yeah, but cream corn especially because it's already like digested, you know. But it was very weird, and I was a little thrown off by that. And then I started to think because I was watching this movie. I'm sitting next to this guy eating canned cream corn, which is kind of, I guess, I play on popcorn, like one of those guys.
I see you eating cream corn a lot.
I don't
can
eat
see
cream
you as a
corn.
cream corn guy.
I don't eat cream corn.
Has the same texture as semen.
Yeah, cream corn is one of the most weirdest foods ever. But regardless, the bottom line is like the world has changed from when I used to like go out and like go to movies and go to malls. Don't exist anymore. I went to a mall during the holidays. Like, malls used to be packed to the gills. Santas and like all these like people packed. Like it was like a ghost town during Christmas season.
Yeah.
Like the Roosevelt Field Mall was an absolute ghost town. I don't
like it
know what's
like
going
that.
on. The world is changing. We're in influx.
I think so. It's 2026, you old fuck.
Right, but then I was watching the Avatar, and I'm already overwhelmed by the guy eating the cream corn. He's like squishing it in his mouth. So I started to think maybe he's not real. Maybe no one is real. Maybe you guys aren't real. Maybe
So you
we're
think
in
you're
like
a simulation.
No, I don't know about simulation. Maybe I'm the only conscious human in this universe.
We're in trouble.
I'm doubting that.
You guys are just like non-player characters in my universe.
Huh?
Yeah, like when you play video games, like you only playing like Mario, right? And then everyone else, like the little mushrooms and
Yeah.
like the
Oh my
turtle
God,
guys,
the princess
they're
and
not
Mario?
real. They're not conscious though.
Like to see a toon porn with her in it.
You only be
Mario
with
and Luigi just
but
taking
you
down
see
the
what I'm
princess.
saying? You see what I'm saying? This guy's talking about banging video game characters. I'm talking about existential realities and what.
Existential. That's a big word. You just use. What is that? What is that? Tell our
Existential.
listeners because I don't think they know. I don't know.
I'm not
What's
really
that word?
sure.
Ah, you
to be
fucking
honest.
did it again.
But I
He
use
keeps
words.
doing that.
I like to use words that
Because you've heard it in a movie,
It's like-
and you think you can piece it. I do the same thing.
No,
That's the only reason I'm
existential.
calling
I
it.
believe existential is like it's something
Important?
that is like has an impact on like
You're questioning your
grand,
existence.
Yeah, like the grand scheme of reality and existence and all these things.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Are
yeah,
you finally going to admit that you're gay?
but maybe oh God, what does he go to that for?
Because you're talking about your existence. I thought that's where we were going with this.
No.
Like, deep thought about,
Laying
I'm
the
talking
groundwork
about
to come
you.
out of the closet.
You guys not being
guys,
real.
I really do have a Grinder account.
I don't. You think this is like the?
I thought it was your coming out party.
Like
yeah.
me, like this is how I'm going to introduce it by
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
like you guys not being real.
Yeah, you
Somehow that's going to lead
start
to
talking about this guy with a man bun slurping up fucking cream
I
corn.
don't even want to
that
know where the
was
story
weird.
goes from here.
It was really. It's not really. There's not really to go, but there's nowhere to go. This is just like my experience this week. It just blew my mind. You know, like
I get it. I get it.
what if none of you are real? What if
Yeah.
nobody?
I don't know
is
how we
real?
get
I know,
from cream
all right.
corn to
So-
simulation. But
Yeah, and you're
Well,
over here,
Avatar.
and you're sober still. You sure about that?
I don't know how sober I am because I'd also been thinking about going to Peru and doing ayahuasca.
oh, that's a
Now
bad
that's
idea.
I don't consider that breaking my sobriety.
No,
Because it's
Talk
not-
to
it's not
anybody about that. This is your own grand idea.
I've been taking my own temperature on this one, so I think that
Always leads to
it's
good
not
places.
it's not a recreational
Your head's
drug.
up your ass.
So I
That's
do
where
the
it leads to.
ayahuasca right in Peru. It's not like I can come home and go on the corner street and get more thick ayahuasca. It's like
No.
I have to literally go to a foreign nation into the rainforest
Yeah.
and meet like tribal elders who are mixing concoctions of roots and flowers together to make this ayahuasca.
Do you really think that would be? It sounds frightening to me.
It is
it
frightening.
is.
It's not fun. You
Then why
literally
do it?
Well, because you find a newfound reality, a newfound idea of what the basis of reality is and where we go after we die. Essentially, you are tasting death. You are tasting what it's like to die. How did these medicine men in the middle of the rainforest find this certain balance of roots and flowers combined together create this ayahuasca? Because the DMT itself wouldn't even work if ingested on its own. Your stomach acids would break it down like that. Done. You wouldn't even feel it. But when you combine these roots from the rainforest together, like it works. So like I don't know. I just feel like a lot of our history is lost. I feel like ayahuasca and these psychedelic drugs and I feel like there's a way for our spirit and our soul to grow and expand. And I feel like as a sober guy, I don't want to completely miss out on the spiritual expansion just because I'm sober. I just don't feel like. First of all, they use it to help addicts as well. Like it's one of the treatments they use for addicts, for like drug addicts and alcoholics, is ayahuasca, and they stop using.
I think you should just take some testosterone. I feel spiritual expansion every time I wake up in the morning.
When you take testosterone,
No, when I wake up with a hard on. That's a
I wake up with a hard on all the
You don't.
time.
No, you don't.
I have a hard on right now,
No,
Joe.
It's impossible. It's
Joe,
impossible.
I walk around 80% of my day with a hard on.
No.
I literally have to put it against my
Tuck it in
jeans.
your jean- yeah,
I tuck it
yeah,
at the
yeah.
top of
Yeah.
my jeans.
I used to pull it out of
because
my
it looks
pocket
stupid.
on a good day.
Yes.
On a good day. I
It's
pull it out
trust
of
me.
my pocket.
I've been tested. My testosterone's through the roof.
What is it, like 390?
Like 870.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's
That's
up
pretty
there.
good.
It's up there.
That's from all that fasting and semen. You
I don't know what it's from. It's just
Yeah.
from being a man, I think.
Yeah, oh, maybe.
Yeah, you know?
Maybe.
So what do you think, though? What do you think? Stop going with the joke. What do you think about me going to Peru and taking a maybe a 2-week trip,
Yeah.
doing ayahuasca,
Sure.
right? And then coming back. Do you think this would be a spiritual expansion, or do you think this is me, using drugs and breaking my sobriety? Well, I don't think it is.
I thought about it too. Don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah.
just I'm at the point in my life like, why?
Because I just
Why?
I'm fascinated with what happens after we die.
Yeah.
Like death.
We're all gonna find out.
Yeah,
Right, but I want to know while I'm still here.
I know. I don't know. Maybe because I did all the tripping out I could possibly do, and
It just sounds horrifying to me. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
videos of
It
people? on
is
ayahuasca?
horrifying. They're throwing up. They're shitting themselves.
It just
I know.
seems like a miserable experience.
Yeah.
But when they're done,
hey,
did you hear?
hey,
Did you interview
go-
them after they're done? They're like, that was amazing. I have a new.
but who
My life
knows?
is different now.
Yeah, our life is different now. We had a spiritual experience. What the fuck you need another
want
one?
more. I want more.
Go eat a bad piece of fish. You want to fucking
I've
shit your
had
brains
food
out and throw
poisoning.
up?
It's
Go
not-
do that.
it's not the same.
No, it's beautiful. It brings you closer to God.
I think
Absolutely.
that you guys are missing out. I think we're all missing out on a part of a human existence that is just been overlooked and I think covered up by the CIA because they don't want us to know that life goes on, beyond this reality, and then this reality is just a taste of your entire existence. They don't want us to expand our minds and understand that this universe is just a tip of an iceberg that is so massive and so infinite, our brains right now can't possibly comprehend. They want us, going to work, having kids, following
Sucking on the tip.
paying taxes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But you understand? So I'm trying to expand my entire spiritual reality.
All right, go to Peru. Let us know what happens.
I think I'm going to do it. What do you think, Casey? You'll allow it?
No, we think it's the
I think
dumbest
it's kinda
idea
dumb.
ever. But it's good. It's good. It was a good experience to listen to you talk about the molecular structures and the astral glide.
I don't think I'm going to agree with you there.
I think we expanded from guys sitting next to me in a movie theater eating cream corn, blew up my brain into
that's not only blew
an
up.
existential utopia of what is the meaning of life and death.
You were watching this man bun character eat cream of corn.
Slurping corn.
Slurping cream
It
of
was
corn.
disgusting.
Wanting
You
to
could
watch the
hear
movie.
it.
And this is the shit that you thought about?
Yes. And that's all by design. God wanted me to experience that so I
I'm
can...
sure God put the
God's
fucking...
way of telling you to go to Peru.
Yeah, he
Yes.
put the hipster fucking corn slurping fucking maniac right in the room with you, so you could have that experience about DMT.
Why else? Do you have a better explanation? And then I started thinking about when Joe Rogan talked about how
Well, you should have asked
when they
that.
went on
There we
trips,
go.
when they went on trips, like they all saw the same hallucinations of those little machine elves.
I've been on
and things
trips
like
with,
that.
people like that.
Like how could 2 different people or 100 different people from 100 different parts of the world at 100 different times take the same DMT and all experience the same hallucinations if they're not real?
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's an interconnection there, but
They all experience machine elves, and they all describe them the same way without ever communicating with each other. So there's something there, and we're missing out on it.
well, we'll find out on the next episode when Justin goes to Peru and comes back and tells us.
We're going to send a crew.
Yeah, how many little elves he
Document
sucked
it.
off.
Well, I don't
in his
necessarily.
DMT
There's another
trip.
way. You could also lick a toad.
He just gets gangbanged by
Well, no.
by
Bunch of
elves.
elves. Oh no, the weirdest thing happened.
He goes back like, how'd it go, Justin? He goes like, I don't want to talk about it.
I thought it was fantastic.
That would be horrible.
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
horrible.
Well, all right,
Gangbanged by elves. Well, what were you wearing, Justin? Clearly, you might have been asking
victim
for it.
blaming.
yeah. All right. Well, I think that was good. It sums it up. But we got a guest.
We got
thank
a
God.
guest coming back. We got a guest coming back. He's in the green room
Mark,
right
I don't
now,
know.
listening to
It's our
this.
first return guest.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't believe he returned after the first episode.
Joe
Listen to
He
the
Brother.
first
may have
intro.
left after hearing that intro.
Is he? You think he would have left? I don't know. I think he would have been fascinated. I think he may think about going on a trip with me to Peru and
don't think
experiencing
so.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
going to ask him.
Maybe he's into tune porn. I don't know.
Ah,
but we're going
Joe,
to find
I think
out.
he's
Find out
Let's
this
bring
and
him
more.
down. Yeah, let's
We're
bring
gonna
him
bring
down.
our guest.
Hey,
I'm
Lewis.
the bad guy,
Yeah,
right?
Lewis, come on down. Yeah, well, you're talking about into.
You're talking about tune porn. I'm talking about spiritual
All right,
experience.
here he comes.
Bring him down. Oh, Lewis, what are you doing? On all fours coming down the stairs? What is that? Lewis, what's up? Welcome back. What do you think? Who do you think is less horrible? The person who jerks off to tune porn, the person who wants to take an existential spiritual experience of enlightenment to the beautiful nation of Peru?
The tune porn guy.
Ah, you see, that's more gross. He says, right? Is that what he said?
No.
Existential. What's that word mean?
Yeah.
Don't worry about words, all right? Don't worry about words.
So let's get to our guest.
Let's get to
Let's
Lewis.
get to it.
Yeah.
So, Lil, we talked about it already. We wanted to bring you back. The first episode just aired. Really awesome. And I'm going to apologize to our guest because I was like JoJo the Idiot Circus Boy.
Yeah,
I was talking so fast. I was so excited to have you on that I was cutting you off, and I apologize about that. I was just excited to have my brother on talking about some stuff we never got a chance to talk about.
Yeah, Joe, you need to stop going on weird rants. No one likes that.
So you don't want to talk about cartoon porn for 25 minutes?
Cream corn.
Cream corn or cartoon porn. We could have wrote a haiku with our intro. So one of the things we talked about at the end of our other episode was you actually being rehabilitated, coming home and starting your life and being hungry. And I don't think we didn't really get a chance to talk about it so much, but I hope listeners know, because there's hopefully people out there that, whether drugs and alcohol, went to prison or whatever, and they think like that's it. Like that's their life. I remember at the end of the other episode when Jen was trying to get you to go apply for the physical therapist assistant position. You're like, no, I'm a convict. And I hope anybody out there is listening that wants to put a label on themselves of I can't, sees your story as like an I can story and kind of motivates them to go and try, you know. But with that said, one of the things we talked about was what you did when you came home. And the other part we didn't get into, which we're going to get into today, you come home from prison, you're going to school, you're working on the weekends, you apply for this job, you get it, you get an opportunity, you're starting your life, you got married, you have 2 kids you're raising, and you're hustling and doing all these things for yourself and your family. At the same time, though, you come home, I'm a sophomore in college, I'm playing football, and I kind of want to get your perspective on what you came home to. And I'm just going to kind of start it like this, because I remember you telling me one time, you coming home to visit me for the first time at school, and I'm in this really nice apartment on a freaking penthouse. Yeah. You know, me and my roommate, I'm wearing Armani. You're like, what the fuck? This doesn't make sense. So we just want to kind of get your perspective on having to deal with a loved one who's an addict and alcoholic. Even though I wasn't bad at that time, you saw the progression. So with that, it's on you.
All right. So yeah, when I came home, I thought it was great. You know, he's not home. He's up at school. He's in his dorm or wherever he was living, up in the penthouse. You know, I figured my dad was obviously paying for it, and whoever else he was living with, their parents were paying for it. I guess they were too, right? And you know, like typical college kids, they lived in a mess. He opened up the friggin' refrigerator, everything was molded. I remember, so I finally got my license because my license expired in there. So I got my license, and I'm like, I'm going to drive up there. So I drive up there. This is one of the first times I drove up there. And I get into the dorm. We're going to eat. I'm going to cook for them, or we're going to do something. But they were so like partied out. They were just chilling. They were hanging out with some girls.
Yeah.
And me, I wasn't into that. I was with my wife. I didn't want no girls. But
right.
I'm like, let me clean this fucking place up. It's disgusting. I mean, mold, like the size of, like the thickness of a Twinkie in the friggin' refrigerator.
And there's no excuse because Joe was making like 6 figures, and you guys had money. You were just
I don't think Joe was making anything at this time. So Joe's in college playing football for Iona. Is that okay to say?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going to come home.
Yeah.
Which the first time we went, I got permission to go. I was still on parole. Me and my dad went, and you know I'm still in some jail mode, like on point. You know. And,
yeah.
And then I'm out there, I'm watching him play. I'm seeing all these hot girls in the stands. I remember that. And then we come back, and he was dating a girl, and we're walking back upstairs, and at first somebody said something, and I got this sense is like, is he dealing? Is he selling weed here? And then all of a sudden, I heard his girlfriend say something. I'm like, no, it's not true. Like I turned around, and they were standing behind me. I don't know if you remember that. We were walking up to your penthouse.
No.
And then I turned around, and I forgot her name, the nasty one.
Yeah.
And she said something. She must have either been mad at you or
Definitely.
Or was like, well, you're going to tell him? And I'm like, he's dealing or something. Because he's, like you said, you seen he was wearing Armani pants. He's wearing nice clothes.
You were dealing, right?
Maybe.
Admit nothing.
So you
statute of limitations is run out. You
Make
can-
alter accusations.
Yeah.
Wait, so you were playing a quarterback for Iona?
No,
I
wasn't.
He was a kicker.
So
Special teams.
I wasn't. Even
You were
doing
a
that.
punter?
No, I
Little
wasn't even
bitch-ass
doing.
position.
No, I wasn't even doing. I wish I'd be doing a lot better. But no, I got recruited as quarterback.
Yeah,
right. And
that's what I
I'll
thought.
tell you, I'm very honest about exactly what happened. Got recruited as quarterback.
Yeah.
I was filled with ego. Like I never worked hard. I was just like a talented kid.
Right.
So when I got there, I was like 160 pounds soaking wet, and everybody was jacked. You know, everybody was as good as me. Everybody was talented. They just worked their ass off.
Right.
I wasn't
Wasn't
like
high school anymore.
I wasn't a jock. I was just a dirtbag that could play really well. You know. So when I got there, first thing I did was see the quarterbacks, and one of them was like a 6'6" black kid, 230 pounds. I'm like, oh God, I'm never going to play here.
Right.
Meanwhile, he didn't really have a good arm, and your body grows. But
Right.
I basically switched my position. I come back the next year all tatted up, nipple ring, tongue ring, shaved head, fucking juiced out of my gills,
Steroids.
fucking 210 pounds. I go from 5th on the depth chart at strong safety to 2nd. And I say this story, and I tell it to my athletes I train all the time, because this is what it was not to do. So I work my ass off, and I'm 2nd string. Then the starter gets hurt. The coach, because it was a month that I climbed that far, and I don't know the playbook, so the coach did what any coach would do. He put a seasoned guy in that spot. I took it as like...
Of course you took that as a shot. Offensive.
Yeah, but I was a little bitch. Instead of fucking that little bit of adversity, and this is what I think about all the time, I didn't have that ability when I was younger to deal with adversity. I had that fucking cunty little victim mentality where I was entitled to deserve that spot. I just earned it in 1 month of working hard. Never worked hard fucking for anything.
Right.
and they put someone in there. The Joe now would have been like, okay, motherfuckers. I would have learned the playbook, busted my ass, and earned that spot in a couple weeks so he could go back and play his position.
Right.
I didn't. I fucking quit.
Whined and cried. Oh, you just quit.
Yeah, I whined and cried and quit because I wanted to bang girls, go dancing, do drugs, sell drugs. I was like, fuck this. And that's one of the crossroads we talk about.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say the honest story because I didn't get to play like that. I played special teams, but I never got to play because I never took advantage of that opportunity of struggle and adversity.
Right.
I ran from it.
Right.
I ran from it. So again, I'm sorry. So
No, it's good, man.
So you came and saw me kind of play.
I can't see you play. You're on the field. You look great. I was like, this is great. He's got his act together. It was great to see him, especially after being in jail for 9 years and missing all. I'm like, this is great. I get to see my kid brother play football. And, so I didn't know that was all happening where he was doing all the drugs and shit up there. I had no clue.
Wow.
I mean, I'm stuck in a house 7 to 7. I had to be home at 7, but... And then you're thinking about myself, too. I'm working on myself as well. So Joe's progression, he was at college. He was coming home. Then he got out of college.
Wait, sorry, real quick. Let's go back to when we were at the apartment because we skipped around. No, that's okay. I want you to get there. But said, you're not going to tell him what you're doing? And I guess you saw those kids and you thought I was selling weed.
I figured like he's selling weed. All right, he's selling weed. That's only fucking weed, not big deal. And I didn't address it. I should have addressed it then. But, we went home, and then I came back a second time. I was telling you, I don't even think we were out. We're supposed to go out. He's got a dog. I take the dog out for a walk. This poor dog wouldn't even walk. It was shell-shocked. So he finally gets out. I don't know what happened, if they got kicked out of the apartment. Or next thing I know, he's in a house, in the basement, living in the basement.
Penthouse to a basement.
And he's working in Manhattan, though. Right?
Is this a 6-figure job?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet. So real quick. So my progression went like this. I'll go real quick. I was in the dorms the first year. Right. When you get a loan from school, you get a loan from housing, which was $800. I'm like, why am I living in these shitty dorms? It only took me 2 weeks. Every time I had a fresh start, I wanted to change who I was, but I couldn't. Meaning I had stuff to go up to college with. During football, my friend had a package for me, whatever. I was like, no, I wanted to change. I just didn't have the ability to. I was there for 3 weeks during football camp. First week of real school, I started a huge brawl between the football team and baseball team. And then all of a sudden, everybody knew.
Football team wins that fight.
Yeah. I was on the map, and then I just started flooding the school with shit. So my first year living in the dorms, I started calculating stuff. They're giving me $800 from housing. I don't want to live in these shitty dorms. I could take the $800 loan from housing. I could put it towards a better apartment. I could cover the rest. You know what I mean? So my friend who had money, we got a nice... The apartment complex we were in... Actual families lived there because the train station was right downstairs. So this was like a high-end thing. So I took that $800 from school that they were giving me and then backed it up with some of my own money so we could live in a nicer apartment.
Drug money?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, so...
You guys cocaine cowboy over here.
So money either way. So basically this is sophomore year. I go there, right? So this is my progression throughout the... One, I went 5 years of school, not 4. I still didn't graduate. I had 9 credits left, but I walked. Everybody got to see me walk and get a piece of paper with a cap and gown.
You walked in cap and gown at a graduation ceremony without graduating.
Yeah, because if you have less than 9 credits, you could walk, and then you have to complete it over the summer.
And you never completed it?
No, Paul Lewis bought me. School's a fucking scam. Poor Lewis bought me like one of those beautiful frames.
I got it.
Frames.
Your diploma's in it.
Not my diploma. I don't have a diploma. But so anyway,
go fucking get it. What are you waiting for? Man?
Nah, what the fuck? I don't.
Just finish it up at this point. Get the fucking degree.
Why the fuck would I give those humps?
Listen to your brother.
Yeah.
So it's something you. Fucking,
no. I finish what I start now. But anyway, so.
Okay.
Regardless, so basically, I'm just taking us to where we were there. My progression went from 1 year in dorms, 3 years in this beautiful apartment. My 5th year, I wound up living in the in the football house in my buddy's room on a couch that they ripped out of a minivan. So that's how I spent my 5th year. You want to talk about downgrade?
Sounds like a crack den.
Yeah. So when I came back from college,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff you don't know.
Oh my God!
Open it up.
If you, whatever. So anyway, that takes us to my 5th year of college. I semi-graduate.
You didn't graduate. No semi-graduate. You
Definitely
did not graduate.
I did not graduate. Hey, I made it seem like I did though.
You fake graduated.
Even to get to that, the fake graduation, because I wouldn't have been able to do that. One of my teachers was going to fail me because I never went to class. On Christmas Eve, I had waiting in the car for an hour and a half. I went to his house with his wife and him and ate fucking had tea and biscuits and shit because I remember him saying how much he liked the Monty Pythons. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought him the whole series cassette. And I went over there.
Professor?
Yeah, that's the only way I even fucking got to walk. This is the kind of scams and angles I wouldn't have even been able to walk.
Or you could have just graduated.
No.
9 credits left.
my
No,
God.
I'm saying for me to even
Pass the
fake
class.
graduate,
Yeah.
for me to even go from 12 credits owed to 9, that was a scam. I went to the guy.
gosh.
Otherwise, if he would have flunked me, I wouldn't have been in that range of
Well,
9
you
credits.
needed, so the minimum was 9 credits
Most,
to
max,
walk?
9.
The max
yeah,
was 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I didn't do that, anyway, so yeah, my whole life was for show. I worked harder, like my brother said, I worked harder at trying to figure out the angles than just putting that effort into my schoolwork or anything else.
But who gets that close just to not complete
this guy? It wasn't like I had it in my head I was going to complete it. Right? It's not.
All right,
I believe the lie
you
too.
Thought you were going to.
Yeah, of course. I believe all
right.
my bullshit. Anyway, so I come home now after my fake graduation. This was actually pretty
I
good.
had a kid then. Livy was born, right? At
Livy
that
was
time.
born, and
Yeah.
I was with. So basically, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Get rid of that evil one.
Kind of tried to get my life together. So I was with the girl Lewis was talking about. Was with her for 4 years. We really weren't compatible. Whatever. I meet this other girl. I wound up falling for her. I thought she was great. I bring her up to my apartment one day, and I didn't realize I think I shared this in the first episode that we ever did. I bring her up to my apartment. I'm like, yeah, my room's over there. She goes in my room, not thinking I had a bunch of money on the bed, and I had 30 licks of K cooking on I took my mirror down, my closet mirror. Ketamine. Because I heard if you let it air dry, you get more. So I have 30 licks, a bunch of powder on a mirrored fucking closet door in the sun. This poor girl walks in and sees that and the money, and she's like, you're a fucking loser, and walks out. Never in my life that the girls I was around thought it was cool that I was a fucking little idiot, a criminal.
Yeah, because they watch rap videos.
Yeah,
and basically, little hood rats.
So this girl,
yeah.
she didn't put up with that shit, which made me like her. So I tried to turn my life around a little bit. So this is going to pick up, or Lewis is going to pick up where I leave off, because we wind up going back to my parents' house. She comes with me. So we move in together, this new girl I'm with.
The one that didn't like that you were a drug dealer.
Yes, exactly. So we wind up
but he
dating.
tricked her too, so.
Yeah, well, I tricked everybody. Well, because listen, when people love you, it's very easy to take advantage of their hope and love.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you don't even realize you're doing it. But anyway, so we go back to my parents' house. We're living in the apartment. We made it like ours. She's going to school still and working at a doctor's office. I go back and assistant coach at my old high school football and basketball. I loved it.
How old are you now?
I'm 25.
Okay.
So I didn't start working in the city
that's
yet.
right.
I was working. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for a living, but I started assistant coaching. There I met my mentor and someone who got me into training. He saw how I was with the kids and
that's
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot
And
about
he's
that.
like, dude, you're really good with the kids. You're still in great shape and you're into it. You ever thought about being a trainer? So he got me into training. Okay. So at this time, because like Lewis said last episode, I wasn't immediately a junkie when I came home. He just knew something was up. I wasn't living right. This kid's supposed to be in college playing football. He's
Right.
dressing like this, running around with all this money, living here. He's just picking up stuff, right?
You were junkie adjacent. You were right in the beginning stages.
I was just not living right.
Right.
Really, right? But I'm sure you could sum it up as he's a young kid. He's in his early 20s. He's just doing whatever.
Partying, going out, drinking. I never thought you were doing drugs like that and shit.
Yeah. So what happens is this. Training for the combines, not NFL, like NFL Europe.
Arena football?
Yeah, stuff like that, right? I'm playing on a semi-pro football team. I'm coaching my old high school football and basketball team. I'm dating this girl. She was a Rutgers cheerleader. We had 2 dogs. Everything was good, So I wound up getting hurt during one of my games. Now, I'm not saying this to blame the doctors. I was always into drugs and alcohol. At this time, I thought sober meant... I thought I was sober. I was getting my life together. Smoking weed every day, drinking GHB every night because it's good for my muscles.
Well, yeah.
Right? And shooting enough steroids to kill a small horse. That's
Right.
my best.
That's sober.
That's my best
Right.
sober. That's
Yeah.
the best I got.
Yeah.
I wound up getting hurt, went to the doctor. He prescribed me Percocets. I knew exactly what to say to get that up to Roxy's, 30 milligram Percocets.
Right.
So now I've never gone through withdrawals in my life. I stopped doing crystal meth, GHB, ketamine, all the shit I was doing in college at the
Right.
drop of a hat.
Because of these pills?
So now I'm taking the pills, and I'm taking them for a couple of months. Well, I broke 2 of my ribs, tore my oblique, and
Playing
separated
football?
my AC joint. Yeah. So I'm just waiting to get back on the field and training with my coach again, because
Right.
we would train in the morning, speed and agility. Then at night,
Right.
I was really trying to do something. I even went to those combine tryouts. I get injured. 3 months goes by, right? I get up one day to go work out my coach. It's like 5 a.m.
Well, you're taking Roxy's this whole 3 months?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
hold on, guys. What's a Roxy?
It's a painkiller. It's those little blue ones that you caught me with so many times.
It's like heroin in pill form.
So basically, when they prescribe me
Not an
Percocets,
oxy.
yeah, it's basically an oxy.
oxycodone.
It's an oxycodone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fast release thing. So
Yeah.
I'm taking these things like 5 to 8 to 10 a clip, whatever. I wake up one morning, I go to work out my coach, the normal time, and I fucking can't breathe. Like my eyes are bloodshot. I'm that weird fucking grayish hue of the American Dad alien. Like I feel weak.
Yeah,
Like I can't think straight. I'm sweating. I think I feel like I have the flu.
Yeah.
And my coach said the same thing. He's like, maybe you're just sick. Go home and rest.
Yeah.
So me, idle time's the devil's plaything. I go home and rest, not even thinking. I just grab 5 blues and eat them.
And then you
and
get
all
better.
of a sudden I'm back.
And now
I'm
you
Superman.
realize it's
my
withdrawals.
skin gets
Yep.
flushed back in. I feel strong as a fucking ox.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. And
Yeah.
I knew then, because I'm not stupid. I'm 25 and I'm like, I'm fucked.
Yep.
But I thought I could get myself out of it.
Yeah.
So that kind of takes us, because that's the point when all of a sudden, coaching wasn't good enough. I wasn't making enough money as a trainer, right? All this shit was happening. And I wound up getting a phone call from a kid I played football with who's working in a sales company in Manhattan making $200,000 a year. Remember when he said the kid made $180,000 a year last episode?
That's after taxes.
It's after taxes.
Yeah.
So
Taxes.
I stopped.
He didn't pay taxes, did he?
No, absolutely not. I had to pay him when I got sober
he
because
paid when he got sober.
Yeah, when I got sober, I had a
Right.
fucking $60,000 bill. I'm
Right.
like, oh, what am I going to do with this? So that. I'm sorry, listeners, but that brings us to what my brother Lewis was talking about, and we're going to go from there because basically everything was good. Like when I came home for a little bit with and the
That was
dogs,
great,
like
yeah.
it looked like I was
A little like
From the
we're doing this
outside, it
all
looked
great.
good.
Not
Joe's
even the
going to football,
outside.
He's trying out.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a shot maybe to play in
and I'm
football.
coaching and stuff.
Yeah,
and
Right.
it all
then-
looked good.
But didn't
Yeah.
but you didn't have a problem at that time?
He did.
I did,
He
but
just-
not
Yeah.
like that. It wasn't like it was controlled. Let's say, and then the pills came in, and then I
so
stopped.
before the blues, before the
Like
doctor
I
gave
said,
you these blues,
I was just doing. I was steroids, the GHB,
What's
Yeah.
GHB?
weed. It's the date
What's
rape
that?
it's
drug.
a date rape. It's horrible, and he's
Yeah.
taking it like for fun.
Date rape.
yeah,
Yeah, I was date raping myself. I
Yeah,
fucking taking
yeah.
and jerk off all night. No,
yeah.
So back in
Oh,
because
Joe.
when we were partying, right? And this is big in the club scene, GHB,
Mm-hmm.
and like girls, I got would sniff crystal meth and GHB, fuck all night, right? Dance
Yeah.
all night.
New Mexico sober.
Yeah, but it became big in the
It's new to me,
bodybuilding
guys, yeah.
community because bodybuilders would take it at night because when you're doing
steroids,
steroids and you're
you're
working
up all
out, you
day.
don't
Yeah,
want to drink alcohol and stuff like that. So anyway, I come home from all that. I kind of set my life up. I'm doing good until I realized I'm fucked with the pills. Now all of a
Right.
sudden, coaching's no good enough. The training's no good enough. I'm not making enough money. My friend calls me about the sales job in the city where he's making $200,000. So I leave all that stuff. I just disappeared. I was coaching the kids one day, and one day I just didn't show up. And now I'm over there. So I take it from there though. So because I want to know what you saw.
Yeah, I
during
want to
that
hear
process.
through your perspective because it sounds so glorious from
Yeah,
Joe's
no,
perspective.
I just wanted to
you know?
catch everybody up to where he was talking.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I mean, all that stuff that I never paid attention to because I was too busy, like kind of
living your life.
living my life and getting things back together and raising a kid, and But I didn't realize you were popping pills until really when you was gone. I knew you were messing around. You got the job in the city. So what happened was I wasn't pills. I went from pills to gambling. Like.
Who,
all
Joe?
yeah. So listen, you live in life. You thinking everything's okay. I think like as a human, like I think that guy's going to treat people the way I treat people.
Right.
Right. You're doing what I'm doing. Right. You're doing the right thing. You run. This is great. He's got a job in the city. He's walking around with fucking Fendi shoes and Gucci belts that are $500, pants that are probably $1,000.
Right.
So
High roller.
all of a sudden, I get a phone call. I'm home. My mother calls. I'm downstairs. My mother calls me, and she's like, "Lewis, there's a kid on the phone. Somebody's on the phone saying that we own." I'm like, "What?" I went upstairs. He's like, "Oh yeah, your brother. He ran up. Just just giving you a heads up. He owes me $9,000." I'm like, "Hold on, bro. Number one, you called my mother. That's a problem." I says, "I don't know who the fuck you are." I says, "But don't worry. I'm gonna find out who you are, and we'll figure it out. Something like that. I forget. Don't ever call this house again." So first, I'm thinking that the kid's a rat. Whatever. I'm thinking like all delusional things. And
Right.
like, how's this kid in a $9,000 debt? So, I mean, obviously, I tell my dad, and I talked to my dad about it. And my dad handled it from there. I don't know what happened or whatever, but he he gets out of the fucking debt. He's out of it. He doesn't have to pay a penny.
$9,000 debt.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to pay a penny.
I paid it later when I got sober, not then.
So that was like the first thing. He starts gambling, and then one day comes up the stairs. It must have been a Sunday. I don't know, or maybe. And he wasn't home, and says he's cheating. He's fucking cheating on me for months. I'm like, no way. No way. I didn't believe it. Like, everything looked like it was going good. You know, he's working. Nobody has to wake him up, call him to wake him up in the morning. He's doing his own thing. He's being responsible. And then she hits me with the phone bill, the Verizon phone bill, to show me every call that he's made and how long he's been on the phone. And that's it. He's cheating on her. I'm like, holy shit. And then so I guess she packs up, she leaves and goes back to her family in Jersey. And then he hitches up with this other girl, and he's sneaking around. She's sneaking through the back to come in the basement. Like, what the fuck you doing? What? You know, my parents didn't want her in the house. We didn't want her in the house.
Is this the girl from the phone bill?
Well, yeah, because I was with my girlfriend for 5 years. They loved her. She was a good girl. This other girl wanted to be a great girl, too.
Great
They
girl,
love,
too.
but they don't know. They're my family. They
Right.
know this girl that I was shopping for wedding rings for,
Right.
that I wanted to propose to, was a great girl, and I was cheating on her. So
With this other girl.
yeah, so they're just like, oh, get this whore out of
It's
here.
a
They don't
bad
even know
start for
her.
this other girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, so he's dating this girl. He's whatever. Next thing you know, they move in the basement.
She moves in.
Yeah, she moves in the basement. Like, I'm like, this is the way it's going to be, I guess. I mean, and I just remember people stopping in front of the house, getting out of their car, hearing the basement door open. You know, you started changing then, I think, a little bit. You stopped working there. At that time, I guess after that whole betting thing with the kid, you had to stop working there.
Well, the betting thing came later. It's okay. I'll clean up a little bit of the
A long time
timeline.
ago.
Yeah, the betting thing came later. The reason why we left is, one, I wasn't showing up to work all the time. I was very good at sales.
Mm-hmm.
So we would work from 10 to 8. I would just come in at 12, drop 3 sales, and then go get jerked off at a massage parlor and come back. Like, I was
Right.
just fucking...
Holy
and there was only so much you could get away with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Don't go into a church, bro. It's going to burn down. When
Yeah,
you
I know. I don't like
yeah,
church.
yeah.
I like church basements. I don't like church. No. So basically, I was just like performing well, right? And so they let me get away with some shit for a while. But after a while of just not showing up and whatever, people start to talk. So yeah, I was putting up the same numbers as everyone there 25% of the time. So
Half a quarter of the time.
yeah, and also again, I still had that victim entitled personality. I would see the CEO watch him for 5 minutes and be like, "That fucking loser, I could do that job." I was just so fucked up. So after a while, me not hardly showing up and making all that money, I felt like they owed me more, and I wound up leaving because again, this is another adversity thing. There was a management position opened, which I wanted and thought I deserved because the numbers I put up. I was never fucking there. Who the fuck's going to follow me? What, to the fucking jerk-off spot or the striptease spot? Like, so they went over me for that. So I wound up quitting. Later on is when I went to Cali. That's when you got you guys got the phone call when I was in California. But
Every time you're faced with adversity, it sounds like you
I ran.
cry and run and
That's
quit.
right.
And okay.
That's right.
pattern.
That's what a victim fucking entitled little bitch does. The least bit of adversity,
Right.
it's like I want to run and hide. That was my natural state.
Right.
I couldn't overcome obstacles.
Right.
I thought everybody was against me. I thought it was poor Joe. Everything's happening to me, this victim.
And
Why don't they understand me?
The world owed you.
That's right.
Right.
So, and I'm going to fill this story in. So basically, and this is, and I'm telling this because I've made amends for this in certain ways, and I went through this a lot, and it hurts me to even talk about this because I don't like thinking about the guy I used to be, but that's who I was, and I own that, and that's why I changed now. What he's talking about, I was with for 5 years looking for engagement rings. When I went and got
5 years looking for engagement rings?
No, I was with her for 5
Okay,
years.
all right.
I was looking for engagement rings. I was planning on like asking her to marry me. When I went to work at this place, I met that girl.
She's hot.
And I was with her, literally at a gumad for a whole nother year. And
What's a gumar for a listening audience?
it's like another girlfriend on the side.
Okay.
So there was time. So basically when found out, and this is
You
sad.
would say that you would do, and then she'd wait for you in the basement all night.
Yeah. I was a piece of shit.
dog. Oh my
I was a
God.
piece of shit.
Loyal
That's what
gumar.
type of girl. No, that's what type of girl he had. Like
Yeah.
she would wait for him. She would. She trusted him. Yeah, okay, do what you want. You know, like
Yeah.
I'll be here. She would wait
Yeah.
from the basement. She would have dinner with us, and
Yeah.
wait, and he would never come home. He'd be probably sleeping by this girl's house.
poor
Yeah,
girl.
normal, like fucking stories you would see on the movie. Honey, I got to work late. I'm just going to stay over here at Rich's and then fuck
Yeah,
bullshit. And
scumbag shit,
and
yeah.
this is how fucked up it was. After they found out about each other multiple times, I would wake up at my apartment with nodded out off of fucking drugs, and she's kicking me on the phone for 45 minutes with this other girl, right? Or I'd wake up at the other girl's apartment, and she'd be like, "Your whore's on the phone," my girlfriend would say. Or I'd wake up at his apartment, the other one, and she would be like, at 40, again, nodded out, and she's kicking me. She's like, "Hey, your girlfriend's on the phone. What the fuck? I thought you were going to break up with her." This went on for like 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
6 months, yeah. So, but
It helps having a big cock.
so listen, so listen, what was the icing on the cake there? And this is a disgusting and sad story, but I'm just telling you the facts of the situation.
Yeah.
It came down to a choice. As sick as this was, for a year I was dating this other girl. Both of them wanted me to choose. The icing on the cake was one night, I don't know where my girlfriend was. She was away. I bring the other one home, right? Because there's nobody home and we have a big pool in the backyard and we want to go in the pool and have sex and do all this stuff. So not knowing, we take our bathing suits off, right? She has her bathing suit in a plastic bag and I just threw it to dry somewhere in the closet, okay? So listen how crazy this is. We go skinny dipping in the pool. We have sex with all this stuff. Take her bathing suit, put it in a plastic bag to dry, throw it in the closet.
It's not going to dry in a plastic bag. It's not.
I'm not that fucking
works.
bright. Have you been hearing the stories about me?
Oh, my
So
God.
get this. Fast forward a few months later, I was in Vegas for Billy's bachelor party. Now I'm sitting at rehab, which isn't rehab. It's a pool party in Vegas. Bumping music, fucking high off my ass.
That's the name of the pool party.
It's called rehab. Yeah, it's foreshadowing for most of the fucking idiots that go there. Anyway, I'm there. I'm whacked, right? I get a phone call from we had a flood. So check this out. In the same day, this is the phone call I get, and then I'll explain what happened. It's and I'm like, "Hey, babe, wrecked." She's like, "The basement's flooded and your dog's blind, you fucking scumbag," and hangs up. I swear to God.
Yeah.
My friend Billy saw me go from like tan and partying to white. He's like, "What the fuck just happened?" I'm like, and I'm all fucked up. I'm like, "Oh, my basement's flooded. My dog's blind." I just repeated.
Fucking lady.
So listen what happened. Listen to this.
Poor
Jerk off, you
dog.
left the fucking bag.
That's
on the
right.
Fucking
So
cover.
listen to that.
I
And-
couldn't
and-
curse you more than.
But
I
it
was
gets
cursing.
even better. This is what's crazy. There was a flood. So poor Lewis and his wife come and help clean all this stuff up.
It had
right?
to be like 2 inches of water in the
yeah.
basement.
So they get to the
Like
closet.
this, a nice basement like this.
That's right. So they get to the closet. She opens the bag. She has the same bathing suit. It was this teal bathing suit with gold stars. So when she first picks up the bag, she thinks it's her bathing suit. And then she takes out the top part. And the girl I was cheating on her with had fake big boobs.
watermelons, bro.
Right,
yeah.
right,
So
right.
she knew right there. It's
not hers.
her same bathing suit, but it's not hers. When I came home, I'll never forget it. She tried to beat the shit out of me. I had scratched all over me. I had to push her off me, shut the bathroom door, and hold it because she was like clawing at it.
Yeah.
And even after that, it came down to a choice. Me reflecting on why that choice was made is because the guilt and shame, I never thought I could go back with. So I wound up choosing, and me and her were together for almost 7 years. I put her through a merry-go-round. So I'm just kind of like,
This is the one with the big boobs?
yes,
Okay.
I'm just filling in, and we'll cut their names out later, but I'm just filling in for the audience the details around, because that's what you were talking about. Then I went to California, and I was in LA for a sales job that I went with for, and that's when you guys got the phone call at the house, because I was in Cali, and he was threatening to send his uncle after me or some shit like that. So
I never thought I'd say
Oh,
this,
you were
but
in
maybe you should have
California
stuck
with
with tune porn.
Who's going to send his uncle after you? The kid?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
but that doesn't
thing?
it doesn't matter. But that's what happened.
Yeah,
I was
but
in
he woke up.
California
What- I
when
mean,
you
please,
guys
what he woke up to.
when you guys got that phone call. I was in California. I was there
I
from
gotta remember, I'm still on
2010 to
parole, so there's
2013.
only so much I can do. I'm trying not to
you're
go back to jail.
actually on parole, so you have to really
I'm trying not to
tiptoe.
go back to jail.
Yeah, of course.
Because any actions, and like the actions that needed to be taken, it doesn't involve doing it the way other people would, where they'd call maybe police or somebody else. You address it yourself. You
Right.
take care of the, and so one slip up and I'm like, I'm building a life. I got a wife. I got a kid. Another one on the way. So my second kid was born. So I had 2 kids. I got no money. I'm on welfare, working, going to school. My wife's working, and I'm gonna throw it all away. What are you doing? Like, you're fucking being a degenerate. You're like, you have the world by the balls, and this is what's happening. It was almost like a shock to me because like this is what I created too, but not being here. And I blamed other people as well because it shouldn't have happened. It was planned even when I was in there. Like, hey, make sure this. Oh, I got that. Okay, good. And when you come home, none of it was working on any side. Like, it was chaos from everywhere in our family. Like,
It all stemmed from Joe's insanity?
I just think it stemmed from me not being home. as well. But like you said, who knows what would happen? But at the same time, maybe things would have been different if I was there, and I would have handled things different, and maybe who knows? But who knows? But that's what it was felt like to me. Like to me, it's like I wasn't home. If I was home, that wouldn't happen. If I was home, that would.
He put a lot of pressure on.
If I was
Yeah,
home,
it sounds like you're taking a lot
it
of
wouldn't
this
happen
blame.
with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was all my siblings. I'm just saying in
Yeah.
general. But I mean, Joe's actions are his own actions. You know,
Right. Also, Joe's action, everything that led up to this moment, all the stuff that was horrors in the moment that we're talking about and describing, also led to Joe being, I hate to say it, but the well-adjusted, highly functioning,
good
without a
doubt.
person
You hate
that
to
he
say
is.
it, you fuck.
Because it's true. It's true. Like he's a
Thank God,
great
man.
dude right now. That's a stand-up character. He does all the right
Yes.
things, or at least tries to
100%.
always. And
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not,
amazing.
Spitting on him now.
No,
I'm
no,
not
I
just
know, I
what
know.
we were going through,
Right.
at that time. But
Right.
thank God, by the power of God, that he was able to overcome.
Right.
How many people can never overcome something? I mean, what's the
Right.
percentages? You guys know the percentages of people that are not going, that are they're not
Very few.
recovered.
Right.
Probably 3-7% maybe.
It wouldn't
Could
be me.
recover,
It wouldn't be me
How
if it
would
wasn't for Joe. If it wasn't for Joe, I don't know where I'd be, because he's the one that got me into recovery. He's the one that planted the seeds. He's the one that told me, look what worked for me. This is how he told me his story before. This is what happened. This is what I was. This is what I am now, without saying it. He did it through just being himself. I was able to interpret that with my own brain, and I said, I want that. When I went into the sober house, I moved into that sober house. I was a mess. The first thing I see, when I wake up the first night, is him on his knees praying. And like I didn't know it at the time, but that was what I wanted. And it took a long time, 10 rehabs, and I eventually got there. But and then you hear the stuff that where he was, the stories from you and from him.
We're not even done. We got
right.
It's
unbelievable.
I was going to choke him out to death in a car, in my friend's car, who was a Suffolk County cop who came to
Go
help
through your
me.
process.
So
Yeah.
he's with this girl now, the big breast girl, and he's full blown into pills by now. He's like, "Hey Lou, here's a script. Can you fill the script? Yeah, I'll get it for you."
Remember that?
And I'm taking my kid to pediatrician. My wife's like, "Are you a fucking idiot? Your brother's probably getting high right now. He's probably hooked on pills." I'm like, "No way. Look, he's living over there. He's doing no, babe. I'm telling you, rip up the fucking script." So I rip up the script and I tell him, "Listen, I can't fill that, dude." He's like, you're gonna get me? You're gonna make me die? I'm gonna have
The victim.
Yeah. I'm gonna die because I'm coming down. It's gonna be too much. I'm gonna wind up fucking dying from not taking the pills. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do you do from there? So he moves out of the basement. He's living with
I went to California and then came back and
home.
lived with.
in her house. And all of a sudden, I get a phone call from her. And this has been happening for months. Instead of her calling me and telling me, it's one night, probably 10 o'clock at night. She's like, you got to come get him. He's, hi. The whole family found out about it. So I leave. My wife must have called my friend, who ends up being a police officer in the area. And he calls me. He's like, where you going, you psychopath? I'm like, I'm going to kill my brother. He's like, do not go to that neighborhood. They'll come and arrest you. They'll shoot you. Just wait for me. So he comes, picks me up on the LIE, and then me and my friend winds up calling me too. Didn't want me to, and they wound up meeting me and coming, and we pick him up. This is the first time. Like he's crying. He's in the front seat. I was going to choke him to death in the car.
Right.
They wouldn't.
Well, you're frustrated.
Yeah. What else is there to do?
Right.
Like there's no
Right.
end. There's no
Put him
coming
out
back
of his misery.
Anyway, I don't. And then if, I can't recall what happens if I'm going to clean up or whatever. Or did we try?
Well, no,
Because
this
I
is-
started
this
taking
is
you.
what's-
I took off from work the Monday and
Yeah.
Tuesday,
And
and I
took me
took
to
you
me.
to Social Security. Took
Yeah.
you to.
And-
Let's get to the freaking.
You remember how disgusted you were? Not in a bad way.
I felt like I was back in a joint. Like,
It's terrible there.
Disgusting.
He takes me to social service, and I'll fill in some of the stuff, but and
Social
then I want to pick up
services?
there. He takes me to social services because he wants me to get into rehab and whatever, get my life together.
healthcare.
Yeah,
Get
get
something. I
health care.
figured that's where you start.
I was all over the place. I couldn't even fill anything out. Remember when you looked at me when we were trying to read the application, fill it out? Like I didn't even have the ability to focus for a second on the information. And he's looking at me like, well, you can't even read? What the fuck's wrong with
Were
you?
you
Like, what's my
withdrawing?
I just was, I was.
he was,
No,
I was.
even
I don't
if I
think he
was
was taking any pills at the time.
even if I wasn't withdrawing, I just
he
didn't have the
was.
capacity to be a human. Like
Yeah.
I was stuck. And real quick, so I could bring our listeners there. So I was in California. Me and my girlfriend We moved out to California for an opportunity for the management. That's why I left that job, because they skipped me over for a manager.
Right.
We went out with $1,400 in our pocket. And I bring this up because this is how the ego builds and why I was such a chronic relapser. Because if you give me a short amount of time, kind of sober or just removed, I get a lot of shit back. And I think I did that. And the ego builds, right? So we went out to California with $1,400 in our pocket, still with my brother. Within a month and a half, we had our own apartment, fully furnished, a new car, another dog. We had two dogs too. I feel real normal with a girl.
What
and two
happened with the
dogs.
dog that was blind? Before you go on,
My father had to put it to sleep. Yeah. So listen. So I go out to California. We get everything right within a month. $1,400 in my pocket. Within 6 months, it was all gone. At that time, I was picking up scripts from my doctor. I had a friend. I told him I was going out there to help start an office, and I was coming back. At that time, my friend would pick up the script, and you could get it picked up and filled and say it was like your family member. He would take some out for himself and send me the rest. Then my doctor stopped giving it. This is how I got into heroin. My doctor stopped giving it to him. So I found black tar heroin out there, and I started smoking it. Right? I wasn't shooting it at this time.
We even went to that doctor's office.
I remember.
We went.
I remember.
They told them they were going to fucking hit him over the head with some bats.
Yeah.
They didn't stop fucking to get the pills. If I find, mommy called the doctor. I can't tell you who went over there.
Yeah.
But this was back in the day when they used to give out pills like candy.
Yeah, and this was even a
60
different
pills,
doctor. I was getting 240 30s
Yeah.
and 120 80s
Yeah.
from one doctor and 240 30s from another doctor.
Yeah.
So this doctor was giving them to my friend. He was taking 40 and sending me 200. Then he cut me off. I called the doctor, threatened his life basically, and he gave me 2 more scripts. When that was done, because my big plan was to weed myself off, I wound up getting to black tar heroin. Winds up leaving me. So the girl left me in California because I'm a piece of shit. I'm losing everything. My car's being repoed, everything, and I wouldn't stop. She leaves, goes back to her parents' house. Poor my brother, because I was basically trying to kill myself in this little apartment in somebody's backyard. I was miserable. I had one dog. She took one of the dogs.
Everybody tried to help you.
Yeah, so came, helped me pack up, sent me back home with my dog, and I wound up staying at home for a little while. Then and I started talking and getting back. So I wound up going to stay at her family's house, which I never understood. I can't believe her father didn't shoot me, because I was like a big fucking Italian Godzilla walking around there. Nice Filipino family, quiet, sweet as could be. I turn around, there's 5 of them there. I'm stomping around like a big fucking Italian Godzilla, all doped up.
Well, they're much shorter than you.
Yes, yeah.
That makes that, just to give a picture. That's why you were the Italian Godzilla.
No, but just to give you an idea, they had this beautiful, thousands of dollar brown leather couch, right? They didn't even watch TV. They bought a 70 or 60 inch TV at the time, which was huge for me to watch. I'm on the recliner all the time because I'm just vegging out, fucking high as fuck.
Right.
I wind up, because of my hair product, there was a fucking orange thing. I know, within the craziness, there's some funniness. But this recliner, I spent so much time in it that it was crooked. I broke it. I left a stain, an orange stain on the brown leather couch.
Like Soul
Coming to
Glow.
America.
Yeah, that's just
exactly.
so
Yeah, I swear to God, this is a true story. I was such a piece of shit. You think I would try and fix the couch at least? No. I just moved over to the other recliner and fucked that one up. Then one day she's like, hey, Joe, my dad wants to know if maybe you could help him fix the fence that's been broken for a while, that I broke. And I'm like, you tell your father when I'm done watching my program, I'll help him.
You said my program.
I was such a piece of shit. He should have took me outside and fucking shot me. So anyway,
did he know karate?
No. So anyway, I'm filling,
well, maybe
I'm filling you guys into when he comes and picks me up. Okay, it's like there was a holiday. And she comes, I'm living with them now. Her family's there. And I'm upstairs smoking pills. And that's when she calls my brother.
Smoking pills?
Yeah, because I was smoking black tar heroin. And I started smoking pills because it's just a habitual thing you get addicted to. That's like...
Black tar heroin?
Yeah.
Is it just smoking a pill to...
Well, black tar heroin... In California, they didn't have powdered form.
Heart work and make heart...
Yeah, what?
So I get my blood work every 3 months.
What is this? What's the difference between black tar heroin and just heroin?
Well... The powdered form is in New York. In L.A., they have black tar. So you could either shoot it or smoke it. Regular powdered heroin, you could sniff it or shoot it. Out there in Cali, they didn't have that. So I got introduced to it. Almost looks like resin, like a resin ball.
Heroin,
but I wasn't shooting at the time. So you smoke it. And I wound up smoking it. But you become addicted to the habit.
Habitual. The ritual.
Yeah, so
ritual
then I found out you could
habituals.
smoke pills. They call it chasing the dragon. So I'm just trying to bring us up to date to
Is
what
that
we
what
was talking
chasing
about.
the dragon means?
Yeah.
Puff the Magic Dragon?
No, that's different.
Oh,
anyway, so calls him because she sees me. She literally walks in on me while I'm smoking pills. I got because underneath the silver foil, you get black dust and you wipe in your face. You look like you're fucking
Hi, honey.
You look like half a Native American getting ready for war or something like that. I got fucking black marks all over my face.
I remember the aluminum foil being everywhere.
Yeah. So basically, Janice calls him, and that's when my brother, that's what he's talking about. Him and his friends and comes and picks me up. They were trying to get me in somewhere, but you can't force anybody into rehab.
No.
So they were going to put, thank God they didn't, because his friend was like, the only thing you could do, Lou, is say he's suicidal and put him in a psych ward.
Ooh.
And at that time, thank God he didn't, but I had a bunch of pills in my shoe. So I'm fucking selling them as much as I can that I'm going to stay sober. So good. Sorry. So I just want to catch everybody up to what got us there.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, then he came back home, and then it just escalated from there.
Well, you brought me to Social Security.
I brought you social services. I thought you were going to start working some programs. And
yep, you brought me to a meeting. That was the second meeting I ever went to.
And he probably made you believe it, lied to you, bullshitted you, and made you think that he was in recovery.
Well, I believed it.
Yeah,
I had stints of sobriety. Ask him. For 9 years, I was going in and out of NA, AA. I had 3 months, 6 months. I would do enough to get them off my back, not even on purpose,
Just
but
enough.
I would do enough, and it's not their fault. They think if you have a job, if you're doing things.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I would get
back.
this thing. It didn't matter if it was a good day, bad day, 3 months, 6 months. I'd be like, oh, wow, I have 3 months. Let me celebrate. And then I'd take a pill.
Celebrate would be a pill.
Yeah, or a drink, right? But it didn't matter. I tried just drinking, just smoking, just doing this. But all that stuff pressed a button.
Yeah.
But it didn't press the button I really wanted pressed. So eventually it led me back to pills or heroin. So basically, he's taking me to social services. I went to one meeting in AA. I'm going to bring this up real quick because that story that he said about when he ripped up my prescription, I'll never forget that. Because sometimes we think God's not with us. And it's not till we get sober and really reflect and we see that he was by our side the whole time.
Always. Yeah.
Always. He was by our side. And this is one of the God moments that I want to share real quick. He rips up the script. I'm freaking out. Yeah. I leave Manhattan, make up some bullshit excuse to my boss, call my doctor, say, hey, I lost the script. I have to go get another one. Come home. Now I have to get a taxi from Massapequa train station to Plainview. The cab driver that picks me up, he sees that I'm disheveled because I'm hurt. My brother, who I look up to and love, ripped up my script. He knows I'm an addict now. I'm blaming him for everything. It's his fucking fault.
Yeah.
The guy who picked me up, Justin, he sees and he's like, yo, is everything okay? What's going on with you? And for some reason, I broke down and started crying. Guy was a member of AA for 17 years.
God moment.
He used to be a drug addict. He had one leg. His other leg, he wound up getting something. So he was high one day. Passed. No, yeah, exactly. He shot up, but he passed out. And almost like what happened to cousin.
Right.
He had to have his leg. His leg was dead for so long because he was out for so long that it atrophied. They had to cut his leg open, do a whole bunch of shit. It got infected. Obviously, I was not ready. It's like the guy who during the flood where God sends the boat, the jet ski, the helicopter, and he's like, no, God's got me. He goes up to heaven. He's like, fucking what happened? He's like, what do you mean, asshole? I sent you fucking a jet ski, a this, or that.
Right.
I didn't see the signs because I wasn't aware. That guy was in AA, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, that was a cab driver. After what just happened with my brother, I still couldn't see the signs that God put that guy in my life to plant the seed.
Well, you weren't present.
No.
Yeah.
So basically, I bring that up because after that, Lewis took me to my second meeting ever, and it was a kid celebrating his first year. I'll never forget it. Do you remember? Because I ran out of the room crying.
I don't. I just remember this feeling of being back in prison, being back inside. And so my mind was like that. Like I'm looking around the room, see if I know anybody, all those things, and not really paying it. I don't really remember the room, I remember taking, but I just don't remember the whole situation.
No, I'll bring up some stuff so you could talk about it. No, so then you brought me to my second meeting, which was an anniversary. This kid was celebrating his year. I'll never forget it because the kid's mother gave him his coin. And our mother has always been honest with us. She had a drug addict brother who tore apart the family, so she never hid shit from us.
Right.
And I saw that mom give him kid his coin, and I burst out crying, and I left because I wanted that so bad. I just, not for a second, believed that could be me. Mm-hmm. Not for a second. And
but you believed it was
me.
real.
I believed it was real, but I didn't believe it was in my cards.
Right.
And I left, and so I'm living back at the house.
Is that why you cried? Because you didn't think it could, you saw that.
Yeah, I
and
felt
you said
helpless.
That,
I want that, but I can't.
That's not even it's not a realistic goal.
Definitely not.
Wow.
Definitely not. But he brought me there, right? And he planted that other seed. And then throughout these 9 years, there was a lot of struggles, like, because it took me 9.5 years to get sober. And what's funny is there's a connection there, right? Like, he lost 9 years of his life.
Yep.
Not lost, but like, right? He had to do 9 years.
9 years, 3 months.
And I lost about
9 years, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
9 years, 3 months.
Yeah. And I was out there 25. I didn't get sober till I was 34.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of same thing, like 9 years,
Yeah.
right? But during that time, I had stints where I'd go to NA, I'd 1, 2, 3 shuffle, 3 months, 6 months.
1, 2, 3
8
shuffle
months,
means
9
like doing the first 3 steps.
Yeah,
and
never
then-
really doing it.
Right.
Because if you do the first 3 steps, you have kind of a God in your life and the courage to go on and
Right.
do the rest of the steps.
Right.
So basically, at this point, I'm living back home. I believe even came back. This is what happened. I never even came back home. I'm staying with her. Lewis and his friends come. They were going to take me to the psych ward. That didn't wind up happening. I wound up saying I'm going to be okay, whatever.
Talked your way out of it.
Yeah, I went to meetings again. I got dry for a little bit, got a job. I started training at somewhere, I think it was Lifetime Fitness or something like that at the time. And her parents buy me and a house in Melville.
Oh, now.
His parents?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so these beautiful people who I fucking tortured their lives in house, who I was smoking pills in there, and he had to come pick me up. Now I get a little sobriety, right? I'm making good money, and I always got a job. I wound up getting an $80,000 a year job managing in the city. $80,000 a year base plus commission. I worked there for 2 months. They gave me $5,000 just to fucking leave. They were like, you got to get out of here. Severance paycheck. But they bought us a house in Melville. And how many times did you and Joe and Dad have to come there? Yeah. So do you remember coming to any stories about having to come in the house?
Yeah, because Joe, thank God.
Yeah, don't say his last name. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
we'll edit it
That's
out.
okay.
Doesn't matter.
But if Joseph can ever be thankful for one person in his life, I say it all the time, and he never gets credit for it, forget us. Forget me. I know he loves me. But this kid, his friend,
one of my best friends.
no matter what this kid did, he even worked for him. He would call me. Something's going on. He's stealing shit from me. He's taking stuff. He's saying, I'm telling you. He's using, come on, Joe. I'm telling you. I don't even know what kind of pills he was taking. We got to go over there. John, so we go over to the house, and he's just, I take my dad with me, and we go there because... I mean, I don't know what to do. Finally, he admits he's taking pills. He's crying. All right, we're going to fix it. And then it goes back. And then, oh, my God.
So much.
Is this the other Joe that I know?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He deserves a lot of
Yeah.
fucking credit.
Yeah.
And he
He's the
gets
best.
none. One of the best kids ever in the
No,
world.
he's
Really.
great. I've met him a few times. He's a great dude.
A true friend. I
Yeah.
mean, he's like, I know I'm just going to let him take the tools. It's a $40 tool. Let him go sell it.
Yeah.
He was pointing stuff off.
Yeah.
You know? And I forgot about all that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
We were living in this house. So her parents buy us this house. Beautiful house.
It's awesome. They have
In
a
your
rental
name?
there.
In her name.
Okay.
But it was art, you know.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You could live there and rent out. You could have had a
Yeah.
rental. You could have been living in luxury, making
Yeah.
$3,000 rent. You would have paid the house off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she gave me another chance, and we're living in this house.
Girl must have really loved you.
She was a great girl, man.
Well, she
too.
taught me, she was a great girl. Like, they didn't like her at first just because it was
Oh,
my
she was
grandma.
sneaking around.
Yeah, she didn't know. They didn't know her.
Start off as a
For
gumar.
some reason, I wound up getting lucky and having very, very great women in my life. She said this to me from the beginning. She's like, I'm going to love you until there's nothing left. But when there's nothing left, it's over. There's nothing left. And it was one of the big reasons, like, I realized early in sobriety that you have to love yourself, because early in sobriety, I found out she got engaged and married and stuff.
She's single again, by the way. And she's looking beautiful. Remember when Tino got a little jubber at the restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
My son.
My uncles used to be like, what the fuck is
My
that?
son were out at a birthday party, and I mean, she's smoking beautiful. It's a family party. My son's probably 3 years old.
Yeah.
And he goes and he's standing up. He's playing around. He's hanging out with her. He's sitting like they're playing. And she's like sitting on her lap, and he goes to stand up, and he's got a little boner.
Wow.
That's how you
She
know
took it like a
she's my
champ.
nephew.
She took it like a champ, man.
No,
Wow.
she was great. I've been blessed. Women in my life were awesome, but she was awesome, right? And she really did love me. I mean, she met me
What
when I was in the
happened at
addiction.
that fucking house?
Well, a bunch happened.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Because I forget all that shit. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I'll
just
tell you.
forget. I'm gonna have dementia one day. I know it, but
No, you
I'm
just
saying,
got a lot.
I forget.
you guys
all
had to
that
come
shit.
over. Yeah, that's why I'm trying for the listeners. Like, want to get a deep understanding for even people that have addiction in their family. Maybe you're not an addict, alcoholic, but fuck, you can't throw a rock at somebody that hasn't been touched by this disease in one way or the other.
Right.
Alcoholism.
Everyone knows
yeah.
someone.
Yeah,
who
exactly.
At least knows someone.
So that's almost like an Al-Anon thing, like the perspective of a family member that's watching their loved one go through this and they're helpless, right? The same powerlessness feeling we get, they're helpless and hopeless. So we're living at this house. And again, I have my stints of sobriety. I'm doing some work on the house and I'll
One,
never
two,
forget.
three.
That's right. We're doing
I'm
fixing the fence.
Yeah,
helping
I'm
the
fixing
dad,
stuff.
putting bushes in.
Yeah. And it looked like things were normal. And poor I remember her saying to me, because she's a beautiful girl. She wants to go out. We're young. She wants to have a good time. We're in a relationship for 7 years. And I just couldn't do it. I remember one time she said to me, she's like, you're taking me out tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. Because all I want to do is lay on the couch and fucking melt, you know? I'm like, oh. She's like, you're taking me out tomorrow or you're leaving. So this is what I have to do to take her out, right? So I go, I get a bunch of pills, which I always had on me, but I get 5 ecstasy pills because me and her used to party and go to clubs and whatever.
Right.
5 ecstasy pills, a lick of K, like a fucking gram of Coke, whatever. I'm like fully loaded. A bottle of Grey Goose.
Yeah.
I come home, I lay it all on the table. She's like, what the fuck is this?
She said you wanted to go out.
Swear to God. Swear to God. I'm like, what do you mean? You said you want to go out. We'll go out. She's like, I meant hibachi, you fucking asshole. We don't need all this. What are you doing? She just wanted to be a human.
Fuck.
Right.
I wouldn't even know I wouldn't even know where to begin, where to get all that shit.
You can put me anywhere. When I was working in the city,
These motherfuckers,
I have
bro.
eyes. We just gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
When I was working in the city, I was picking up dope from a fucking homeless guy. I would go and buy him a thing
Easy.
from 7-Eleven, and as I would give it to him, like, hey, you hungry? I'd be like, yo, you get shit? Like, you could put me in the fucking, in the Sudan and I'll find something.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's what we do. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm with this girl and I'm at the house and I'm trying to keep it together. But I couldn't. So, like, there was a couple times where Lewis and my father came to the house knocking on the door. I just wouldn't answer. One time, my best friend Joe, and my dad came to the door. And there's only so much you could do. They try and help me, but enough was enough. So what happened, and then I'm going to bring it to this because, fuck, man, even when I was living there, you know, he'd see me come in with garbage bags, and then he'd go and look in it, and it'd be a bunch of shit that wasn't supposed to be. And he's like, what the fuck is he doing? But when I was living with the icing on the cake was when I finally left, she caught me smoking pills again, and enough was enough. So she kicked me out of the house, and I went back to live with them again. And that's when I was living in the room I grew up in, not in the basement.
Right.
And at this point, like when I was living there, you were constantly, it's hard for me to remember too because there were so many instances. I remember waking up in the middle of the night because he caught me with pills. I think it was on like Christmas Eve. And he went nuts on me, and I'm writing him like a love letter at 3 a.m. of how do you not understand? How are you judging me? Like you did your wrongs, like all
You were
this
like
shit.
writing it with pen and paper?
No, like on my phone, just a mess. Because he would always catch me. I would make it a little bit. I think I had and he would always catch me. And then it got to the point where
Just because you know people, you see their body language change, the way you just see it. He goes into this, it was almost like October, November, December, time to get depressed. I need drugs. That was his time to start doing it, you know? I almost started to see it, but I don't know, being maybe fucking a pussy and not being fucking addressing it. But how do you address it so many times without it correcting itself, you know? Like, how do you not fucking let's go? Like
So you had no foundation. You had no real recovery in your life.
No, I had
You
nothing.
just had periods of abstinence, and then from what it sounds like is when the weather started to stop being nice, and there was less sunlight, and you went
Even if it was nice. Maybe you had the party in the backyard. You got that new furniture, the yard furniture. You burnt holes and you had little fucking junkies in the back hanging out in the pool.
Yeah.
I wanted to fucking kill him. I swear, I wanted to kill him.
all the time.
He just went back.
Like he didn't care. I was like, yeah, who the fuck you look like? People were telling me like your brother's getting like it is, and it's almost like I just kept on putting a no, he's not. He's maybe no, he's not. You know, it's almost like turning a blind eye almost myself. You know.
Yeah. Well, hope is a beautiful thing, but it's also a curse in some situations. You know, because you can't. That's what we take advantage of, and not even like purposely taking advantage of. It's just we do take advantage of our family's unconditional love and hope.
Yeah, you trust people. Trust you. Oh, yeah, it's like that's what you do. You when it comes to that point, they're the people that you steal from, the people that you lie to. You know, look at the mom that's continuously going to visit their kid in jail. The mom that's 15 years still doing the same thing. But you know what? The mother's always going to go. But
I think hope has to. You have to have an attachment to reality with hope. Hope can't just be just blind. hope without like looking at what's actually happening and expecting, good things to happen, even though you're watching it happen and it's not going to happen that way, and just having blind hope. I don't really think that's hope as much as delusion.
Well, that's a good point, because Lewis brought me. So I only went to one rehab, but my parents kept on sending me to shrinks because they thought I was bipolar. I was. When I had my drugs, I was happy, and when I didn't, I didn't.
Form of it, yeah.
Every single one of those therapists, I don't know if I conned or whatever, but they're like, no, he's a good kid. He doesn't need rehab. Remember, they were just like, no, he's good, whatever.
Charmed him.
Yeah, basically. Except this one guy who is an AA related guy, and he's like, I don't care if you stand me up, but get your ass to a meeting. And he gave me this book called Can't Afford the Luxury of a Negative Thought.
Okay.
That book sat on my shelf for years until I finally went to Detox, which we'll get there.
Detox, yeah.
Detox. And then at the bottom of it, I didn't read it till I was in Detox. It says, you can't afford the luxury of a negative thought. But at the bottom, it says, for anyone with a life-threatening illness, including life. That book saved me even before I was able to read the big book, because I started reading there, and it helps you go through like a self-reflection process and accountability and own some stuff. The reason why I bring that up is because in that book, it had a good story about hope. I believe it was talking about one of the Greek goddesses or whatever, Pandora, getting to a honeymoon, and the gods giving this box as a gift. And within this box, they say, this holds all of the world's sins. Never open this box. And as I continue reading, this is my sick brain. I'm reading, and as I'm reading, it's like she was bored on our honeymoon and opened the box. I'm like, bored on our honeymoon? You want to be bored with me, honey? I'd be fucking banging that goddess.
Opening up a different box.
Exactly. This is what's going on in my head. Yeah. So anyway, I bring this up because she opens the box and it starts to talk about all the sins that comes out. And then you see the word hope. And I'm like confused. I'm like, hope? How is that a sin? But then it goes on to talk about blind hope, like hope without purpose, almost like faith without works is dead.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. Me sitting there fucking shooting poison into my veins, hoping everything's going to get better, that's a sin.
Right.
There's no action with that, right?
Yes.
Real hope, there's action within that, right? So for family members and stuff like that, it's not like they mean for it to be a sin and it's not their fault or action or whatever, but that hope could be taken advantage of, right? And that's what we do. And whether we know it or not, we take advantage of their unconditional hope and love, because why don't you want to believe that he's okay? You know what I mean? Like, what's the alternative?
Like a bastardization of hope.
I guess
really.
that's what it is.
Really
You're always hoping that he's going to sober up. He's going to do it. He's not getting high,
Yeah.
I mean, my parents always had hope, but it was always, it was hope after they threw me into a rehab.
Yeah.
At least they took an action. It's not going to take. I have to do it voluntarily and want it. At least they knew that, like, me just watching me kill myself and hoping that I got better without doing anything was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I want to get to a last story in a little bit, but Lou, remember anything about patterns you would see where before you would take any action, you'd see something and you internally you like, he's fucking using again, but you're just kind of living in hope? Like, do you remember kind of I know you said the October came around, November, but for our listeners and family and stuff like that, things you would see in my personalities or anything?
Yeah, like I told you, like it was almost like October. Every October I waited. It was almost like it was a switch. I don't know what you were using, or you would you can hear it in your voice too. I was planting plants one night at work. After I got home from work, it was like 9:00 at night, and you walked in. Oh yeah, you're planting plants, and you just hear your voice changing like this motherfucker's getting high. But what am I going to do? Am I going to start a war? And with my family, my mother and father are already going through enough for so many years, and now they got to go through more. And then me and him are going to be fighting. Me and my, in turmoil in the family. It's just enough's enough. They had enough. Came put an end to this shit. So, but his patterns would. I don't know. Like you would think, he's training, he's working out, and all of a sudden, he's not. Now he's
this
back.
This is pretty common, though.
You
guys mentioned these months, October, November, December. Like, that is actually pretty common.
Seasonal depression.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Well, it was almost maybe that's what it was.
Right, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
well, it's a pairing, too. I mean, they say a lot of people go into rehabs because it gets cold outside, but also, like, the holidays start coming up. And you almost feel ashamed to be around your family. I didn't have no money for Christmas gifts, nor did I have the wherewithal to even think about others
Nobody
during that
really
time.
cared, man. Everybody just wanted you sober.
Right.
But I was
Seasonal depression is not just the weather and the lack of sun. It's also the holidays. It's everything at once.
Yes. And it continually got worse and progressed because every year I still wasn't better. I was worse.
Yeah.
So I was just dying inside.
And it
everybody
reminds
else
you
was
the
living.
new year,
Yes.
like when people do New Year's resolutions and they reflect on their year. What have I done this year? And when you're an addict and you're deep in it, like you're fucking deep in addiction, like you have nothing to be proud of.
No.
For the most part, I mean, I didn't. And very few things, and it would make me more depressed. And for me, my birthday was December 27th, so and I used to relapse the same time every
You were just
year.
mad because you get fucked on presents every year.
I did get fucked up. That's true. Selfish me was like, wait, my presents. Yeah, it was true. Yeah, but yeah, like the sun, it would be less sunlight. It would be the holidays. It would be my birthday. It would be New Year's. It was just all of this at once, and they'll be like, fuck it, I'm drinking. I'm going to the bar. Because I could fix it like that, you know. I didn't have a program. I didn't have people to talk to. I didn't have God. I'm like, really, and I just I know how to fix this horrible pain. This fucking disgusting pain that I'm feeling. That I feel like there's no way out of it. Because there is. I can go to the bar right now and start chugging vodka.
That's right.
Right.
They say like love is give and take, right? Well, the only thing I truly loved, if I look back and think about it, was drugs and alcohol because I gave it everything. It took everything away from me. But with other relationships, I just took. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But going through those progressions in the 9 years, there had to be highs and lows from you too. Like I would get my shit together and be like, "Oh, I get it together," and then, or were you always like on defense mode, even when I was
defense mode, even when
get shit together?
Waiting for you to, after a while, it was just like I knew you weren't getting. It's just not going to happen like that. You can't go from pills and your girlfriend calling me at fucking 1, 2, 10 o'clock at night, saying you got to come get us using again, and it just was waiting for the next moment.
Yeah.
Did you ever lose hope entirely?
I mean,
Probably in the moment.
no. I mean, I
Yeah.
got to the point where I was just like, I wouldn't sit down. Like, Daddy's, you can sit down. I'm like, I'm not sitting down with him, Dad. That, Daddy had hope, like, oh, yeah, he's going to clean up. Like, that motherfucker's never going to clean up, And then I got to worry about my kids, too. Like, I got kids in the house. And he starts bringing people in. He had people stopping over. The back door's open. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you start worrying. There's a point where you have to worry about your own family.
Cut your losses.
Yeah, too. So,
Well, because I remember you saying to me, if you're going to kill yourself, please go to a hotel or something. Don't do it in the house.
yeah. So nobody had to find you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the point he
Right.
got to. Like some parents start planning, either getting insurance or planning for,
Right.
funerals and stuff like that.
You've already died for some. Some parents have already accepted
I'm sure you have
you're
life
dead.
insurance.
And,
Yeah.
and the thing is, it's like, but you never kept me away from my niece and nephew because I helped raise them. I would change them.
Well, that was
I would-
my wife mainly.
They never kept me away,
My wife didn't
From
think
the
you would
kids.
ever hurt my kids. So.
which I wouldn't. But
You
Yeah,
never
but
know,
when you're
dude.
that fucked
When
up,
you're
you
that
don't do
fucked
things
up,
on
you're
purpose.
straight out.
100%. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
it's crazy that. But I remember specifically him saying that to me. He's like,
Yeah, I remember.
So you must have gave up a little bit.
My
in
father
your
had a
head.
hip replacement. He's up in Syosset Hospital. I go to visit him. He comes there. I'm with my daughter, my oldest daughter, and my daughter wants to go home in the car with him. I'm like, no, babe, I'm trying not to tell
How
my
old
dad.
was she at this time?
She was probably like 4.
She doesn't really understand it yet.
No.
But she knows something's off, but just
No, she doesn't
really
know anything.
Knows
She
nothing,
just,
right?
The kids don't know. She's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm like, no, baby, come home. We got to stop. So he's like, no, I want to go. I want to go dojo.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Fuck. I just prayed to God, hoping that he was sober, but he probably wasn't. Thinking about it,
No, I was probably just the right amount of high.
and I'm like, my kid, my biggest fear would be my mother's biggest fears are happening to us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's passed on to generation. Like, when's it going to stop?
Like
A
a black
generational jail. We're white Italian men. We come from good families. We shouldn't be in jail. Hopefully, it stops with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And doesn't happen to my children or anything like that. So that think is that's another big thing. I don't know how you crossed over to that shit, but.
No,
My brain jumped to that.
No,
but
no,
it did,
because
but it
you're
happened to
reliving
it happened to my mother and father when my grandparents, my mother is when my grandmother was at one time and praying at my getting beat up by my uncles. He was a junkie and he was stealing stuff from the house, and my dad was going to go put a bullet in his head. You know what I mean? Because that's what he was doing. The guy was useless.
Yeah.
How you do that to your own family?
Yeah.
Like I said before, that's what he's talking about. My
Yeah.
mother's brother, who she warned us about and was honest about, was
Open. She
Yeah,
was so open
open.
about it.
Yeah.
So you guys know that this happened. how? Like, listen, I'm not perfect too. I suffered. I thought it was a piece of shit. I was getting away. I got kids. I'm on welfare. You feel depressed at times. You start drinking a little bit. We've all been there. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I fucking stabbed somebody. I'm not, but there's just certain things you don't do. You don't have to do growing up. So I never understand, I don't understand, how you
take all that information and still make those choices.
Yeah, man. In life. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
you stabbed someone, but this, from the story I've heard, it was self-defense. But how'd you get in that situation? It's a different story. Yeah.
But what he's talking about is how do you have that information? Like, my mother was so honest with us,
right?
And still do it. And the answer is the honest answer is because we never think it's going to happen to us. We all have this ego that, no, I can control it. It's not going to happen to me. I know it happened to Uncle Jimmy. I know this, but not going to happen to me. Not with self-knowledge and this information.
Right, I guess, yeah.
And it's just and then you start playing around. And like I said, I'm very honest. No, I didn't know I was going to become a drug addict, right? But I'd be lying if I said I didn't want that life. And that was a big aha moment for me too. It's wait a minute, I got myself into this mess by the choices and decisions I made. I could get myself out with the help of God and others and better decisions and actions, right? And you have to be able to look at that because all I wanted to do was be cool, dude. I was smoking cigarettes at 9, drinking at 9. I wouldn't.
Well, you romanticize it.
Exactly.
You
I wanted to be a criminal.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
So I didn't know the path was going to lead this dark, but again, my ego told me I could handle it. This is the life I want to live. So I really got everything I asked for.
Right.
And what I got what I was attracted to.
You just didn't know that what you were attracted to was fucking horrible. You thought it was romantic and beautiful and fun and awesome.
So from his perspective, and I want to get into this, he would still offer me beer sometimes because he just didn't understand it. We'd be at a barbecue. I'd be 6 months sober. He's like, "You want a beer?" He didn't understand that it's not his fault because he couldn't comprehend what addiction and alcoholism means.
That reminds me of in The Sopranos when Chrissy came out as an addict.
Yeah,
and then Paulie's always offering, "Hey, have a beer." Tony's always have a beer. They didn't understand.
No, and he'll never understand it because even as many times I tried to get sober, he would sit there and be like, "I just don't fucking understand." And one day I said, "Lou, thank God." Because even in my darkest moments, I would never wish this upon anyone. I'm like, thank God you don't understand. Because if you understand, you'd be as sick as I am.
Yeah.
And I would never want that for you.
Right.
The only other thing I said to him, because I remember we were having a conversation in the backyard one time, and I got honest about it because I was dry at that time, trying to get sober. I was trying to explain to him what it's like because I was breaking into Allie's piggy bank to steal her change. My poor father. My father goes to the city all the time, so he has coins for the parking and shit in his car. I'd break into his car and steal $10 of coins to buy a bag of dope and be like, I don't understand. What happened to all my quarters? I'm like, oh, Dad, you must be driving to the city a lot. You got to fucking calm down. You spent a lot of money in gas. But I was breaking into everything. I was stealing something from the house, which we'll get into. But remember one time he was like, it was one time when I was dry. But this is 7 years of fucking mayhem and misery. And that's why that girl, she turned her back on me because there was nowhere else to turn. She was with me through my entire addiction, the whole 7 years. So they're dealing with this too. And I said to my brother, I'm like, look, the only way I could explain it, it's insanity. It's imagine, because he's like, why do you keep going back to it? Why are you such a physical addiction? I'm like, imagine that somebody starved you. Let's say you could survive without food and water for 14 days. I don't know what the exact amount is.
Depends on how fat you are.
All right. So let's say somebody starved you and you could for 13 days and 23 hours, right? Mm-hmm. And in that last hour, somebody whispered in your ear, hey, there's a piece of bread somewhere in this house. All you got to do is find it. Mm-hmm. That's the only kind of trigger I could give him of when I'm in addictions and withdrawals because he couldn't understand how I could hurt my family and steal and do all that stuff because I'm not even in my right mind. All I'm looking for is survival mode now. You starve me for 13 days and 23 hours and you tell me there's a piece of bread somewhere in this house, I'm going to fucking run through everyone and everything to find that piece of bread. Yeah, because it's a survival mechanism.
Yeah.
But so I want to bring us to our kind of last story because there was multiple times where my brother beat me up and yelled at me and whatever, but he tried love. He tried taking me to meetings. He took me to Social Security. He tried that. He tried tough love, beating the shit out of me because they were helpless and powerless and didn't know what to do. And they're just let's beat it out of them. So I'm living home now in the same room, in my sister's room that she grew up in, but I want to bring you to the state of being I was in because I'm living home. I stopped robbing people on the street because I couldn't rob drug dealers anymore because nobody would pick up my phone calls because I owed money everywhere.
Burnt bridges.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I'm robbing from my family.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm stealing jewelry. I'm fucking I robbed my mother's engagement ring. So I started robbing stuff in the house, right? And every line I set, I crossed. And I justified it because we're liars, we're hiders, and we're justifiers. I justified it because I said I didn't sell it, I pawned it. So
You're
I could
getting
get
it
it back.
back.
Yeah, well, what fucking money? I got to
Borrowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the state I was in. I'm 34 years old, living in the same, like one of the same rooms I grew up in, living in my parents' house. I feel like a piece of shit. I can't get it together. I used to go out and party and hang out with girls and have a good time. Now I'm just alone in this dark room. Blinds drawn, don't want to leave, wearing the same fucking brown sweatpants all the time, not showering, pissing into water bottles because I don't even have the energy to walk 3 feet into the bathroom. And not only that,
Mirrors.
my father fucking made this Italian porno bathroom, pink fucking tile everywhere, pink
Mirrors
hot tub
everywhere.
and jacuzzi, mirrors everywhere.
On the ceiling.
Ceiling everywhere. So everywhere I looked, there was me. That's a drug addict's nightmare.
Yeah, you can't hide
So
from yourself.
I'm pissing into water bottles. I'm fucking trying to die. I've already tried to kill myself through overdose a couple of times. Like, I'm just fucking all over the place, right? So I want to kind of lead into this story because this is one of the last times where there was a lot
almost
of
like you were waiting for it to happen.
Yes.
You know, being like your brother, like, when am I going to get the call? Is he going to do it in the house? Like I said, just don't do it in the house. When is that going to happen? You know, that's what you're waiting for.
That's a fucking rough position to be in as a brother.
Well, you can't do nothing. What can you do? You can't. There's nothing left to do when you tried everything, and then you just got nothing to do.
So were you kind of at the
left.
point, Lil, where you were accepting, like, I'm either going to die from an overdose or I'm going to kill myself because you saw how miserable I was?
I don't know. I just kind of gave up on even thinking about it and trying. I just got into work, and thank God I had a great wife that kind of like, she would tell me he's changing. Because she would see you change. She would see you, like you said, wear your brown pants, stay in the room. You know, we were talking about like cues. That would be another one.
She saw it easier.
She's seen it a lot quicker than me because I would just be like, no, and hope. I would
Kinda wanna block it out a little bit.
Block it out. He's not doing it. He's going to do it. He's going to turn it around.
Because you would see me get good for 3 months, 6 months, and all of a sudden you start seeing me trickle down.
Right.
Yeah. So this is
Not even a trickle. It went
quick. Brown pants came out.
Well, from
Joseph
the outside
fucked.
perspective, it's quick. From your perspective,
Yeah.
that 1 week seemed like a million years.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to bring us to like one of the last stories of the interaction. So he would always find my shit wherever I hit it. Right. And at this time, I'm shooting dope. I've been shooting dope for the last 5 years. Okay. So I'm living in my parents' house. I'm living in that same room, pissing into water bottles. I'm shooting dope. I'm pawning stuff. The lines I crossed, I started first stealing my parents' jewelry that I never thought they would wear or get back. Then I was stealing my sister's my little niece's piggy bank. She was 1 year old.
50 you took from that piggy bank.
Yep.
Piece of shit.
Broke into a piggy bank. It took $50.
shit.
I stole fucking $10 and quarters from my father to get fucking high.
You were a piece of shit.
I was a piece of shit. I'm the first. That's why I'm talking about
Word.
when I tell these stories, even about the girls and manipulation and fucking cheating on them and shit like that. This is how I was a selfish, self-centered prick. I wanted everything for me. It was all about me, what I'm going through, what I could get, that instant gratification. I didn't think about, oh, there's a girl at home waiting for me to come home. I'm thinking about, oh, well, I got this one that wants me here right now. It was just all about me. I was obsessed with fucking filling this void I had inside
You were
me
the
because I
center
never
of your
felt
own
good.
universe, and
Yeah.
everyone else had to cater to your needs. And
That's why I say I'm a succubus. Yes, I'm an addict and alcoholic, but whatever feels good in this life, I have the ability to suck the life out of it. Listen to the same song until it doesn't sound the same, eat the same food, friends, relationships. I'm going to take everything you have and leave you empty. And I'm going to be empty too because I have this insatiable appetite, this God-sized hole that I need to fill with any fucking vice that makes me feel good for 10 seconds. So I'm robbing their shit. And even my mother's engagement ring, this was the last thing. Things kept on, I wasn't getting them back.
So my wife says to me, your brother's robbing your mother. I said, no way. Your mom's missing something. She says it. I'm like, I didn't. She's like, do you not pay attention? I'm like, maybe she misplaced it, babe. No. Your brother is a drug addict. Things are missing. He's robbing them. And then I don't know how it came out. Like, did I tell mommy?
No, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, how'd that work? I found the fucking receipts in your fucking
Not the
car.
receipts. The pawn shops send you letters home when they don't get their money. So you pawn it instead of selling it because you're supposed to come back with the money. Yes, this is exactly what happened.
Right.
So I have a sick memory. It's fucking ridiculous. But so basically, I was pawning things as a justification. When I don't go and pay and give them their money back and get the jewelry back, they start sending letters home, right? So one night I'm on the couch in the living room, of course, high, melting into the couch.
Yeah.
You remember this? He found the receipts, and he must have had this fucking great
Jen
plan.
seen
Go
the
ahead.
letter from the pawn shop and gave it to me, so I opened it up. So I rummaged through his fucking. He's out doing I don't know what. So I run through the whole room. I find aluminum foil. He comes home. I didn't say nothing. I went into the car and I found all these receipts for pawn shop. 230 Christ head. The Christ head my Uncle Joe that my aunt gave.
Joe.
I mean, just kept on going. It was just like boof, fire. So I don't remember what happened after that.
Probably saw red.
Oh,
My,
wife.
my Uncle Joe, who passed, my aunt gave me his Christ head, and that was one of the first things I sold.
I think I hit him with an ashtray or some shit.
I'll tell you right now.
And then wanted to stab him with a fork a couple of times.
So-
Thank God for my father tackling me.
So, and now I'm going to tell us, and then I want you to fill in something. So basically, I'm on the couch, vegging out. Now, Lewis comes in all nice, right? He says, Joe, I want to talk to you. There's a lot, real nice and calm. There's a lot of stuff missing from the house, right? Just like this. Mommy's jewelry, her engagement ring, this, that, the other thing. You know anything about that? That's all he says. And I put on my best Opie impression. I'm like, are you kidding me, Lou? Me? Absolutely not. I would never do that, right?
But he knew.
Of
He had the
course.
receipts.
Bro, I was fucking gray as shit. I was
Yeah.
probably 130
And he had the
pounds.
literal receipts.
Yeah,
You
wearing
saw
brown
them.
fucking sweatpants,
Right.
nipple hanging. I was a mess. I was
Yeah.
fucking melting into
And
the
just
couch.
lying to his
He
face.
has the receipts in his
Yeah.
hands. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I would never do that. What are you kidding me? He walks out. I'm like, I did it again. The ego in me is like, I fucking fooled him again. He comes back, smacks me over the head with a Mickey Mouse snow globe, right? Starts beating the shit out of me. Now, was even there. My parents are there. His family's there. So his wife, his 3 kids, my sister's there. It's like a big fucking emotional Italian outburst. He's beating the shit out of me. And I say it like this is exact. Hit me over the head with the snow globe. He starts beating me up. My father runs in. He doesn't even know what's going on, but there was a fight. So he jumps on top of me.
Right.
He starts beating me up. And I say it like this. My father, now he's older, but he's still a big, strong guy. He was a big, strong guy there.
I would say, he's 81, but until like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, he could probably throw down.
Yeah.
And maybe even today.
Probably still could.
No, but even-
Stallone's like 80. He could throw down.
But but Stone fucking works out and eats fucking raw
Takes
meat.
juice.
Yeah. So, but in a dream when you're trying to punch someone and you're going as hard as you can, but it's just in slow motion.
Yeah.
That's what my father's punches were like.
Yeah, he doesn't wanna punch you.
Exactly. It's like his brain's telling him, kill this junkie piece of shit, and his heart's telling him no.
My son.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
So he's gone now. He just disappears because my father's on top of me beating the shit out of me. He comes back, and the next thing I know, everybody's around me yelling at me and stuff like that. And I'm sitting in the recliner, fucking mopey. He comes back, and he has a fork. And he's standing over me,
Right.
breathing heavy. You remember that?
I don't remember. I remember a little bit. I remember I wanted to stab you with the fork.
Like
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
Like a dinner fork or like
Yeah,
a
like a
lobster
dinner
fork?
fork. No,
Like a
a
real
yeah,
fork.
a lobster
He
fork.
was eating something, or somebody was eating something on the couch. There was a fork and dish
Yeah.
in there. You probably vegging out on some fucking leftover fucking pork.
Yeah.
Some Chinese food.
I love Chinese food. So he's over me with a fork. And this is the best thing I could come
I
up
thought I
with.
stabbed you in the head with the fork.
Well, you hit me in the head with a fork. Yeah, I had like fork marks. Oh, he's
Stabbed you. Yeah, good.
Yeah, yeah.
You deserved it.
It didn't penetrate, but
Yeah.
I'm still a virgin. No, so so he stabs you in the head with the fork, but then he's standing over me because my father's like, Louis, no, because they're more worried about him going to prison now than killing me. Like I would be too.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, and this is the only thing I could think of is puttering out. Do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
at that point.
Because this is obviously, if you heard the first episode, no, this is my like heart and soul. I love my brother to death. All I ever want to do is make him proud. All I ever want to do is be him. Right? This is like my everything.
Right.
And he thinks I'm a piece of shit. Just fucking kill me.
Right.
I don't want to live anymore.
Right.
Like if this man fucking hates me so much and thinks I'm nothing, why? All I want to do is die at that point.
You couldn't pretend anymore.
I couldn't pretend.
Cat was out of the bag.
All I kept on, exactly.
Yeah.
For everyone. This
Yeah.
was the cat
This
out of
was
the bag
it.
moment for
Yeah.
real. And all I kept on puttering was do it. Do it. And now I would love to tell the listeners that was enough to get me sober.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. 30 days, right? I stood dry for 1 month. 1 month. got a job, started getting stuff together. Enough time for them to kind of get off my back after that big, huge family episode, right? So now one day, I go to pick up, and at this time, I'm back shooting heroin. And for all those people out there, we have these like things, whether it's a glasses case with a needle and stuff in it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, a couple of bundles a day. Yeah,
I remember just finding shit in the backyard behind the bushes.
Your little supplies.
Wax paper.
Supplies.
Yeah. But we always had like a little kit. Exactly.
Yeah, a little kit.
So in my front drawer, right next to my bed, my nightstand, I had all my used stuff, my used wax paper, used needles, all that stuff, like fucking whatever. So it's 30 days later. I go out east to go pick up from my guy. Or
30 days after the big incident.
30 days after the big incident. I think everybody's off my back. I got a job. I'm bartending, whatever
You're
I'm
good.
doing. I'm good.
You're cured.
Yeah,
You could use a little bit.
Almost got killed by my
Yeah.
brother, who I love, and I'm good.
But
30
that
days
was
later.
last month.
That was last month.
Yeah.
It's a new me.
It's a new day.
So
I can't believe we're laughing at this.
well, we have.
You have to.
No, I know. A lot of times
Yeah.
we're not laughing, we're crying, but yeah, we're laughing at it now because
right.
of the position I'm in now, thanks to God
Right.
and my fellows.
If he
But-
was still in the shit, you would not be laughing.
no,
at
you'd be
it.
trying to kill me
Yeah,
still. So
yeah.
30 days go by. I need to pick up. I go to Patchogue to go to my guy to pick up. I come home. Right, I just got a bundle. No big deal.
Yeah, just one bundle.
I come home and I go in my works drawer where I have my needles and stuff like that. Dirty needles or whatever.
Right.
I don't have enough money to buy needles and that. you know,
Right. Don't worry about it.
and it's gone. It's all gone. So I knew then I was fucked once again. I'm like,
It's almost like
caught me
he
once
didn't
again.
care, or he just wanted me to find it anyway.
Yeah, because I was just leaving
what I
shit
mean?
in the drawer. I wasn't even hiding
Almost
it.
like he
good.
wanted me to find it. Sometimes because he knew I was going to find it.
What was that? Was that what was going on?
I don't know.
It may be subconscious because the same thing with when she caught me in the house, I didn't even lock the door. It's Christmas Eve or whatever it was, Thanksgiving, because it was a holiday. It was a holiday.
Well, maybe you did subconsciously want because
Well-
obviously you weren't happy with the way you were living.
Well, her whole family's there. I'm upstairs in the
Yeah.
room. The door has a lock, and I'm just smoking fucking pills with
Yeah.
the door open.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, you were lost mentally by that.
I was
you know?
just-
You were just
yeah.
out of it. You
I
just didn't. There was
Gone.
no coming back at that point.
well, that's how I felt. Honestly, and I say it like this: like even though I saw other people get sober, we are high ego, low self-esteem people. So meaning when I first went into the rooms and he took me in there, my high ego told me I was better than everyone. Like I'm not this bad.
Right.
Now, fast forward a few years of me proving to myself what a junky piece of shit I am. Then I go back into the rooms, and all of a sudden, I'm worse than everybody else. I'm beyond help.
Right.
So I didn't have the balls to really put a gun to myself and kill myself. I tried overdosing a couple of times. One time I took 30 blues or
Right.
whatever.
You kept
Heroin
surviving.
overdose.
Yeah.
Yeah. This time, when I opened that drawer and all my works were gone, I knew he caught me once again because we didn't get through all the stories. He's caught me and fucking a bunch of
We
times.
could do
whether
50
Yeah.
episodes,
in
probably
the
not get
basement.
through
Well, how
all
many
of them.
times? So many times
Yeah.
he's caught. I mean, you can't.
in the
We
closet.
can't even. We'd be here for another 3 hours if we talked
the
about every
boiler
single
room.
time in the boiler room. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the works is gone. Yep. So I know I'm fucked. Right. My drug dealer calls me, literally like within 3 minutes of me realizing all my shit's gone. He's like, "Yo, don't do more than 2 bags of that shit." Because Pete just did 2 and he dropped out, meaning he OD'd, right? I go to Walgreens, I get a needle, and I shoot the whole bundle.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was die at that. I knew the jig was up. There was no way I was getting away with this. And I scammed my way out of detox and rehab tons of times. Like I said, I kept on going to therapists. And that was the moment. That night, I shot. And what's weird is he didn't tell anybody right away. It wasn't until the next day you told mommy and daddy. So I was sitting there that
Mommy
night.
and daddy.
Yeah, mommy and daddy. So I was sitting there that night in this fucking, thinking I'm going to get caught.
Yeah.
Thinking he's going to come home from work, tell my family the jig is up.
Right.
My dealer tells me, don't shoot more than 2 bags because Pete just went out. I
Right.
shot the whole bundle, hoping to die.
The only thing you can hope for is that it happens.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, at a point, like it's enough's enough. Your family's gonna cry, but at least you're not stealing anymore. You're not lying. The gig's up. It's over. It's
Well,
done.
Joe was bringing a lot of pain to the family and to himself. Like you also,
Yeah.
at that point, I mean, there's a time where family just that wants you to be at peace and doesn't want the entire family being ripped apart at the same
Get
time.
it over with. Yeah,
Right.
Well, that's why when I tell this story at meetings and stuff like that, and my brother's standing over me with a fork in that incident,
Yeah.
I try and explain it to people that, like, my brother spent 9 years in prison.
Yeah.
He worked his ass off to be rehabilitated and never go back there. He came out like the epitome of what a man is, takes care of his family, does the right thing, right? And he's willing to throw all that away just to stop the pain. the pain he sees his little brother putting himself through, the pain he's causing his family. Like, you want to talk about powerlessness and hopelessness. A family member who you see your loved one just deteriorating in front of your face, right? What options do you have?
Right.
That's the state he was in. After all that he did to become a better man and stay out of prison, I brought him to a state where he was like, I have no choice. I have to do this type of thing. And he didn't, thank God. But I'm saying that's the state of being that us addicts and alcoholics bring people to, because our powerlessness is matched by their hopelessness, and they don't know what to do. Yeah. So I shoot that bundle, right? He comes home from work, he doesn't say anything. I'm hoping to just die. Yeah. And this is my like spiritual awakening type of moment, the first one I had, because the next day when I woke up, I wasn't angry that I woke up. I don't know what happened. My parents still didn't find out yet, but I woke up. And I hit my knees and thank God for another chance. Mm-hmm. It was the first honest moment I ever had with myself where I wasn't saying, I'm not going to do this again. I was like, I'm getting high today. I knew for a fact I was going to get high again. There was no lying. It was finally...
So that's the real step one.
That's a real step one.
So all these 1, 2, 3 steps you were doing before, you never really took step one, where you admitted you were powerless. You knew that no matter what, you were drinking again unless you got help.
That's right. Yeah, and that's the thing. My 1, 2, 3 came in that moment because the first one was an honest moment for myself where I knew I was going to use. I knew I was fucked.
Eventually. Sometimes you had gaps of months and months, but eventually...
I admitted that I was a drug addict and alcoholic for years. I wore it as a badge of honor. I never understood what powerlessness meant until that moment, until I knew for certainty after I just tried to kill myself, my brother's going to catch me, all this shit, I'm still going to use. Yeah. Right? Then came a little question I asked myself that I was honest about again. It was the rooms of NA and AA were my higher power at that point. I was introduced to them, but like I said, I just didn't think they would work for me. And I asked myself a question. Have you ever gave anything in your life 100% effort? And the answer was no.
No.
Right? So even the rooms and stuff like that, when I was honest about it, I did the 1, 2, 3 shuffle. I never gave it the full-blown effort.
Unless it was seeking drugs. You probably gave that 100%.
That's right. So my step one was being honest that I'm going to use again. For me, my step 2 was the rooms, as far as, and the fact that I asked that question, have I ever gave everything 100%? The answer was no, another honest answer. And this was my step 2 is, well, maybe. If I go and do everything they say I'm doing, maybe I could look at myself in the mirror again. Mm-hmm. Maybe like I could earn back my family's love and trust. Maybe I could actually like myself a little bit.
Yeah, but not just maybe. If you started with, if you do this, then maybe.
Yeah,
yes.
then maybe.
Yes.
If I give 100%
right.
effort,
that's real hope.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Action, right? Faith without works is dead. Hope without action is a sin. So,
T-shirt, Casey.
Yeah, so I'm on it. Yeah. My step 3 was finally being like, I don't have any more good ideas. I'm not fighting detox. I'm not fighting rehab.
Right.
But this is the kicker. I was still a little bitch because I didn't face the music. You remember this? I packed up a fucking backpack like Dora the Explorer and just left the house and started walking. I was going to walk to NUMC. All of a sudden, my father starts screaming. He must have just came home. Literally after I left. Or you came home from wherever you were. And I'm like,
seen you walking.
Oh shit, this is going to happen now because he didn't tell him the night before. So I packed up a little bag. I took that book that's set on my shelf from my therapist for 5 years. I took it and put it in my backpack and I started walking. And then my father picks me up, took me to detox.
That was NUMC's.
I remember being at a party somewhere. I remember and saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to take you." I'm like, "What? Yeah, oh good, thanks."
Yeah, so we had a party at the house, and I had to leave because I was living at the sober house. So I went to detox, went to rehab. I lived in a sober house.
This is the sober house I lived in with you?
Yeah. Okay. So it was like 4 or 5 months. That's a funny story, too, because a $20 bill that you pinned up on the refrigerator was missing. Daddy had it in his pocket in a different pair of pants.
Joe did it.
But exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Because he had to drive me back to the sober house, and it was the most uncomfortable conversation. He was talking to my mother through the car phone, and she's like, what do you think happened to you? He's like, what do you think happened to you? And I'm sitting there 3 months sober. I really didn't take it. But I couldn't argue with that because
that's the picture you painted.
That's right.
Right.
That's what I did.
That's going to happen.
Created,
of course.
If anyone's in early recovery right now and you're getting upset because your parents don't trust you, if something goes missing, your parents blame you, your wife blames you, guess what? It's going to fucking happen. Yes. You know, get used to it because you built that foundation of lies and deceit.
Right.
And you're going to have to fucking sleep in it for a while.
That's right.
Be patient and fucking work the program and things will change.
100%. I can't say it better because that's what happened. You're talking about that we had a party. It was the summer. I was in the sober house and I could go out, but I had a curfew. and I had to leave, and nobody understood because we were kind of keeping it quiet, but nobody understood why I had to leave by 9 o'clock, and took me home, and
Yeah, by then I was done.
and I
wasn't
gave him
coming
an
to bring
honest
to-
answer.
None of that, yeah.
No, because you wanted proof at this point. Because look, man, I'll never forget. I was living back at the house for a little bit because after the sober house, I spent a year there. I stood with my parents for a little bit before I went and moved in with and in Long Beach. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm outside watching the sunrise because I have God in my life. I'm a little more spiritual now.
Yeah.
And this poor guy, like, I'm expecting, and this is what happens to addicts and alcoholics. This is why I bring this up, because we get sober and we change and we think the damage we caused for the last 10, 15, 20 years, everybody's supposed to just forget and be like,
Wipe the slate clean.
Yeah, so Lewis comes out. He's like, what the fuck are you doing out here? I'm like, I'm watching the
He's waiting
sunrise.
for a drug addict.
Yeah,
to
of
come
course.
Drop off a bundle
course.
of fucking heroin.
Why wouldn't you
Why
think
wouldn't
that?
you think that? Yeah.
Like, here we go.
And I'm like, oh my God, he's never going to trust me. Like, shut up, you bitch. What the fuck?
Over a decade of damage.
Yeah, decade of damage. And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
he's supposed to,
Yeah.
after a few months, he's found God now. He's
Right.
watching the sunrise.
Right.
So it's
He was probably waiting for, the other shoe to drop.
yeah,
You
not
know, that was-
just that.
It's just, listen, you see it happen.
So many times.
Okay, see it happen 20 times, 25 times, and you're just like, oh, this shit again.
Again.
Yeah. And then I want you to kind of talk a little bit more about, because even just recently, right? I just want to explain to the listeners the damage we caused to our family and for us to be patient, because we put them through so much for so long. It's hard to bring their guard down, because even just recently, I'm going through something, not with drugs and alcohol, but with my ex and stuff like that. Like, I'm going through something, and I have dark moments sometimes. I'm still
Yeah,
human.
I called
right?
you and I thought for a second.
Yeah.
I did.
So, and that's why I'm going to tell a story. I want you to take it from there. This is 9.5 years later of me, like, and him seeing me working a program, doing this, doing that, getting my life together, paying off $100,000 of debt, like climbing the mountain like we do
Yeah.
when we're in recovery, right? So recently I've been going through a really hard time, and I'll admit it, like I suffer from depression and anxiety just like everybody else. And that's why I talk about, honestly, like, we're human beings. We're going to go through these things, but I don't need to feel good all the time. I have tools. I pray, I write, I get to talk to people. I let people in, right? My sponsor and a couple other people know intimate details about my life. So I'm never alone, right? But I still go through dark moments, and I still get caught in that depression sometimes. It doesn't last as long. Frequency doesn't happen as much. Duration doesn't last. But I was in kind of a dark spot, and I knew he thought something was up, because his intuition's right. Yeah, maybe I'm not using drugs or alcohol, but my spirit, there's something wrong with my spirit. And
Well,
just
also, too,
recently,
I just see the car in front of the house. Oh, what do you mean? What the fuck's his car? He's supposed to be fucking working. He's not. Don't even fucking tell me this shit with this. This is just what he needs. He needs fucking somebody to bring him down, all the stress, and he's gonna fucking throw it all away just because he wants to do the right thing. And so you've seen him slip, like it's almost like you can feel it in the air. It's almost like it's just like this intuition you have. I can't explain it. It's just you get this feeling. It's a gut instinct feeling. Maybe it's energy. The energy,
Frequency.
Feeling energy. Sometimes, like, I'm a healer. I work in the healthcare, and I feel people's energy sometimes.
It's frequency. Yeah.
And I feel it from him. Like, I feel him. I feel my wife. I can feel what my wife's thinking a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And then I just felt him like he's slipping. So let me call him and check. Just let me fucking know. Don't let it happen again, please.
This is 9.5 years.
this is just recently. Not
Right.
only did he call
Couple
me,
weeks ago.
This is a couple months ago. Yeah, not only call me, he goes to my job, not goes to my job, online,
I'm a
and
psychopath.
he fills out
A fucking thing.
Yeah, he
Trade.
fills
I
out
forgot
for a
about
training
that.
thing, and my poor boss is asking him, "Yeah, could I ask your name and stuff like that?" He won't. He's like, he just wants to train with Joe. He was trying to figure out if I was still working
fucking
there
working
or
online
lying.
plus.
This and I'm
a little
tell-
private detective work.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to talk about this for our listeners to understand, right? To be a little patient with our loved ones and our family for everything we fucking
Yeah.
put them through,
Yeah.
because this is 9 years later,
Right.
But the patterns of behavior is like he said, he saw my spirit, my aura. I was down. Oh, he
Yeah.
sees my car there. Now I've developed a life for myself where I pick my hours and I pick my schedule. Like I don't
Lucky
want to.
fuck.
Well, no, it's not luck. I worked hard to
No,
do
I
that.
know.
I worked hard. I busted my ass to fucking get to a place in sobriety where I could be choosy, where I could fucking say, this is the kind of money I want to make and these are the kind of hours I work,
Yeah.
right? And I worked my balls off to get there.
Right.
But he doesn't know that. He's a fucking hard guy who just fucking wakes up early, who comes home late. He fucking just work. So he sees my car there, whatever. He starts coming up with these ideas. Not just that. He sees my car there in the morning on top of me not feeling like his brother, like you said, the energy thing. So this is 9.5 years later, and he's writing things to my job to find out if I'm still working there. And I was upset about that. I'll be honest. I was fucking upset. The old ego entitlement came back like, what the fuck? Look at all the stuff I've done, this and that, blah, blah. He's never going to trust me. He's never going to love me. And then I had
Yes. Or you were saying me,
Yes.
not looking at it through his perspective.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I had to take a step back, and that's why I'm bringing up to our listeners. We're all
was
guilty
gonna go
of
there.
that.
I was gonna drive there.
I know. And that's why I'm saying this so honestly, because I had to take a step back, and I had to pray and thank God and ask God for help, and also appreciate the fact of what I put them through. I put them through a lot for way longer than 9 years.
Yeah.
Not everything's going to come back in 9 years. And yeah, there might be situations where our family questions us, but it's not like an interrogation or judgment. I always use, he's judging me.
Yeah.
It's just out of love that they know something's up. He wasn't wrong. He was wrong about me fucking going off tangent, getting high and ruining my life. But he wasn't wrong in the fact that, I was going through something. I was in a dark spot and I wasn't right and I needed help.
And you would have drank. You would have used drugs again if you didn't have the program, if you didn't have God.
100%.
If you were in that same position without AA, without God, without the program, without the people in your life in recovery, you would. That is when he was right.
Yes.
His intuition was right.
Yes, because
he's just not in the program, so he doesn't understand that you've built this foundation. And
I
because,
use it.
Yes,
And I use
because
it.
of that, when you hit these walls, when you hit these fucking obstacles, you don't run and hide. You don't go quit and say, nee. You actually have a program to go around.
Yes,
to go with.
but I still feel my feelings.
Yes.
And that's what he saw me doing, is feeling my feelings. No, I was upset. I'm going through a hard time. It's not easy. It's
Right.
one of the hardest things I've ever went through.
Right.
in
And you just
sobriety.
remember the triggers.
Yep.
October, November, December.
That's right.
Yep, you remember?
That's
yeah.
right.
It was that
Yeah.
time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I know, because I went through it again this year. I do it pretty much every year around my birthday and Christmas and New Year's. I get that feeling like, you know what, like it's fleeting. You know, I go to a meeting, I make calls, but I do think, like, you know what, would it be fun to just go to a bar? You know, and
Fucking smoke DMT, you psycho.
right. Well, no. Well, first of all, the jury's
I want
still
a
out on
whiskey
that.
right now. It stresses me the fuck out. This conversation. I've been thinking about whiskey
Right.
for the past hour.
Right, yeah, but you could have it. And it's not. It's
No,
not
I'm
an
not. I'm
issue.
sober. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay sober.
Right, that's good. But yeah, like, dude, like maybe no, like not maybe no. I know I can go to a bar and not tell anyone, right? But what's different now than it was from 7 years ago is I know that I won't be able to stop after that.
Yeah, and you have integrity. It doesn't matter if someone's watching.
Right.
God's watching.
Right.
You're watching.
And that's what it really comes down to. If I go to a bar and I drink right now, like, I would hate myself because I would be fucking, like, first of all, I would be just in my view, I would be just betraying the promises that I made to God above all else.
That's right.
I'm
awesome.
always gonna work this program. I'm always gonna put God first, and I'm never gonna pick up a drink without telling someone. Without saying, listen, like, I will call my sponsor. I will call you. Say, listen, I'm going to drink right now. I would never do it and just sneak around and like, that is a promise I made myself. And because of that, I'm not going to drink today.
Well, that's the promise. Well, I made a promise. Well, not even a promise. I just prayed and hoped that, because again, my step one tells me I'm going to drink and drug again.
100%.
Unless I do this program to the best of my ability, right?
Yeah.
But I also had to understand that if I do, I just pray, right? That if I do, I get back into the program as quickly as possible.
Right.
It's not
It's
a
not the end
6-year
of the
run.
world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Right.
listen, we've gone a while.
But a lot of that has to do with other people knowing. Because
Of course.
if you get into this and you hide it for a month,
Yeah.
like now, for me, if I
You gotta
did
rat yourself out right away.
I would be so screwed.
Yes.
If I hid it for a month, because
Of
that would
course.
be it for me.
Because now you're guilty over hiding it.
Right.
I think it would be hard to hide. Like, I think people would see some sort of physical change or something different.
Yeah, but
about
we'd
you.
better sell it
Absolutely.
off. I got the flu. I got
think so?
COVID.
But
yeah.
think
Somebody
about-
would be like, well,
Eventually,
Yeah,
yeah.
but think about what you said. Hope. Like, yeah, you might feel that and think that, but
yeah, but I seen it. So I mean, I seen just
Yeah.
a little change in you, and right away you address it.
But you guys speak on a regular basis.
all the time.
Yeah, that's another big
yeah.
thing. That's so important. I speak to my brother on a regular basis, my mom and dad on a regular basis, my sponsor, you, like people in the program. I speak to all. So
Yes.
people know, they'll see changes.
Well,
you know?
we know how to actually like have relationships now. Relationships are like gardens. Anything is.
Yeah.
They need to be tended to.
And it's because of the program for me.
Of course, me
I didn't
too.
have any. I had maybe one or two male friends when I was really inactive. Now I got like a dozen. You know, it's
No.
like people that I talk to on a regular basis because of meetings. Like it's just the program for me is I would not be here. I would be drinking or gone or in prison or
Oh
dead.
my God,
It's like,
absolutely.
for me, you
Look,
know.
I was always able to acquire things. I was
Yeah.
very good at acquisition, but then I just pissed it all away.
Yeah.
This program taught me about maintenance, my spiritual health maintenance,
Yeah.
my relationships, my relationship with God, everything. Everything takes work. I don't care. Everything's a practice. You want gratitude? You better fucking practice it. You
Yeah.
think you're going to just wake up with gratitude every day? You got another thing coming. Some days, most days, you have to practice it. You have to look for things to be grateful for, even in the worst moments. All these things take practice. It's just I want comfort. Like
Yeah.
every other human, I seek comfort. So I
Yeah.
rest on my laurels sometimes. And my biggest thing is my consistency is plagued by my complacency.
Yeah.
But knowing that about myself, I could catch that. And being honest with people and open people, they could catch it too and
Yeah.
say, hey, what are you doing? Step up your game.
Yeah.
But listen, we've
We can go on forever.
I know, but,
Eventually,
and we're going to close up. But I just want you, because this is, Lou, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about this. I know like reliving this shit is hard.
It is, I have to say.
It is hard.
It makes me want to drink.
honesty.
But I hope you know.
Go home
willing-
and work out instead.
Yeah, well, not just that. It's like we share
Or
our
do
story.
DMT.
Yeah,
For real. Yeah, ayahuasca.
Well, it's spiritual awakening.
It's
so
spiritual.
Still getting high, bro.
yeah. Spiritual to the cult leader sticks his dick in
that.
your ass.
Hey,
then you're gonna wish
Go
you
run
never
a
went on that
triathlon or
trip.
something. You want to get spiritual.
Oh,
Gonna get gangbanged by the elves.
Come on, guys.
Bunch of trolls. Pink trolls, too.
no, but I hope you find solace in this. Like we open up and share our story because we're hoping that people out there who are listening, who are going through a hard time, whether they're addicts, alcoholics, or not, just people struggling could hear this and maybe think, okay, maybe for today I won't do this, or I won't do that, or I'll try this. But on the same end of that, this is for the people out there. One, our listeners who put their family through stuff and is going through it. Other, family members that are maybe hearing that, whether they have someone in addiction and they don't know what to do, or they've gone through it themselves. They could ID with it, right?
100%, yeah.
Your pain of watching your loved one go through this and feeling that helpless feeling, feeling that hopeless feeling, and not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So, that being said, thinking in that realm, is there any kind of last thoughts you could give to those family members maybe struggling with something right now, that they see their loved one in pain, they don't know what to do? Any kind of like thoughts or anything like that?
You know, you never want to give up on your family. You're always given hope that they're going to recover and like come back, and like that's not necessary to do. We can get through this together. I would say that's what you do. You always give hope. You always fight, and you don't give up. And hope that when they see you, and even though they're stuck in a drug addictive state, that they see you, that love that you're giving them, it will help them recover. And almost like, but
Love is powerful.
yeah, it
Hate to be
is.
cheesy, but it's fucking true.
It is. And then at the same time, being a skeptic, you're like, how many times am I going to love you? How many times am I going to love you? How many times am I going to love you? When the fuck are you going to get it straight? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's love too.
no, I know.
in a different form.
I know. But I would say never give up on the kid.
Yeah.
You know? And you just keep on plugging away and try and try. I mean, that's, I feel like he's my son, Joseph, you know? Because
Kind
I
of
raised
is.
him
There's
that way,
big,
you know?
big age difference.
And you never give up on your child, I don't think. But at the same time, how many times, like, I fight with that too. Like, you never give up, but at the same time, how many times you're going to let them get away with the same thing? You know, you'd probably give up your house as a parent. And yeah, it still does too. Go ahead, you know, in hopes that they're going to correct their lives and stop using and realize that there's a better way. There's a better way.
Yeah.
And any advice on like as far as you, like how you got through that time? Because like we talked about, I know you said avoidance and stuff like that, but for the people that are out there seeing someone struggle and feel helpless, like what can they do for themselves to keep their head on straight?
Your family members?
Like what you had to do to continue on with your life. You
People
can't
in
just give up
position.
your life
Yeah.
because I'm all fucked up. Like you had to keep living.
I have kids. I had a family. So I had to do for them, you know? I mean, you just always keep hope in the back of your head that it'll get better.
And in 2017, when I celebrated my year, and you got to see that, Mommy give me my coin, and then me give it to you. Yeah, Mommy, you fuck. We're gonna end with this because every year I give my brother my coin. I have my 9-year coin for you too. But when you saw that, after all that we've been through, when Mommy gives you my coin up there at 6 a.m, we're at the meeting, and then you get to see that after taking me to that meeting that I ran out of because I never thought it was possible for me, and I give you that coin.
I ran out of that meeting too. I felt like I was still in prison. So sorry, guys.
I remember you that year one meeting. I remember seeing him. I remember him running out.
And then I went outside. I'm like,
Joe tried to introduce me to him, and that 1 year meeting,
like,
you gave me
I
the
can't,
quickest fucking handshake. Didn't even make eye contact, and
I'm like, I'm outta
fucking
here.
gone. I was like,
Sorry,
whoa, what's
guys.
up with Joe's brother?
I know. But before, because I want to close on this, can you reflect as much as you can after all you went through with me and watching me deteriorate and losing hope a little bit because you had to protect yourself and thinking I was going to die and basically saying, if you're going to kill yourself, please go to a motel. Can you just give us a little bit of reflection of what that felt like when you actually saw me doing it, actually not just talking shit, but actually putting action into stuff and getting that year?
Well, I was happy for my parents, number one, as being a parent, knowing probably what, and assuming that's what they felt, and like the joy and the happiness that thank God this is finally over. And at the same time, I thought to myself, it's not finally over. That's right. It's always a fight. And you just pray to God. I would pray to God every day. You just say that. Hope he's not doing it today. Hope he's, you're in your head. This is what you're thinking. I'm not really praying every day. I'm just thinking. I hope he's okay. He's not doing it. I hope he's never going to fall back on it. But there's always that. There's always that chance that anybody could go to
a healthy
relapse.
fear.
You know what I mean? So you think that too. But at the same time, it's awesome. He's made it a commitment for a year. Hopefully, in 10 years, we'll be here doing the same thing. In 20 years, we'll be doing the same thing. He'll put his energy in, towards something good, all the energy you use to get drugs and make deals and all the swindle shit. And like, why can't you put it towards something great and make fucking a great life for yourself, I mean, that's what I thought. I went back and forth. Well, all right, we're here. I'm happy for my family. Finally, my mother can see it. My dad's like, could sigh.
But it was still hard to let you go down.
All right, but it can go back the other way. Mm-hmm. Shit could pop off. Hopefully, he reaches out to somebody and he doesn't start shooting up again and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It
So.
sounds
wonderful.
like a healthy.
I think that's normal. I think it's a normal feel for people who are always. It's like being beat up by bullies every day at school. You know what I mean? You're always waiting for that guy to come back at you, even though you're fighting him back. It's the same thing.
You have that healthy fear.
It's like remission. Yeah.
Well, look, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, this was great.
This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to end. I have to take a huge shit, so we're gonna have to cut this podcast up. End it. Is that all right?
Shit.
Yeah, I got to really drop one.
Yeah, but I love you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
especially late like this after work. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm prairie dogging here.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think he's crowning.
That's why you got hard. I knew it. I knew something was going on. All right. Well, I love you. And good night, guys.
Thanks for coming, brother.
Thank you, guys.